Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch Movie. I'm Mike.
I'm Jay.
And this is going to be a dark night in Texas's asshole.
That's right. It's going to be the worst ever ranking ever, brought to you by two assholes on YouTube. It's going to be really good. But I think you guys will probably hate mine worse. So like last time Mike thought they were going to hate his, but now it's going to be mine. Like when I left you, I was but the learner. Now I am the master. Only the master of evil doth.
You were merely molded by it.
By the way, speaking of Darth Vader, I did find out something really interesting about the Batman. And so crazy. Once you know, loving the dick since 1976. But once you know that the composer was heavily influenced by John Williams, you could instantly hear it. So apparently, the Batman, the main theme, the new one, that dom 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 dom. That's based on John Williams's Imperial March, Darth Vader. He said he was heavily influenced by John Williams' Darth Vader. Yeah, so now when I listen to it, I'm like, holy shit. So it's Imperial March with its own twist.
I like that.
Yeah, it's Darth Batman.
I like that.
I was like, that's badass.
Bat Vader.
I think his name's Michael Giacchini or something like that, but that's the composer. And I was like, I was listening to it and I was looking in the comments and seeing people what they thought about the main theme. And they were like, yeah, it was heavily influenced by John Williams' Imperial March. I was like, that's why I fucking love it.
That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. I like to listen to it when I'm driving in the rain.
Yeah, I just like to listen to it when I'm taking a hard dump and I have to fight through it.
To it when I'm jerking off and thinking about you.
Yeah, it's kind of frightening.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's okay. I mean, you can.
Is everyone all right with that?
All friends.
It's not sexual assault in my mind.
By the way, I did read something also about relating to Warner Brothers. You know that I guess it just happened. I guess they just closed that $40 billion deal Discovery did with Warner Brothers.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, so and they're having a whole new. They're going to realign everything. So Discovery really wants to start using the DC characters that they have in stock to start making money off of them, and not just letting them languish like Superman and shit. So they want to make it all like. And I knew this was going to happen because that's what anybody wants to do. Which I'm not saying it's not a smart business move, but at the same time, I like that DC does their own thing. But they want to make a universe where it's all kind of tied in together, like Marvel is what the new guy that's taking over. And I'm like, I think that's a mistake because he was like, because one of his examples was like, if you look at something like Joker, which is considered he called it a B movie or a B character, meaning a side B to Batman, made $1 billion at the box office. And then he did say one thing that was true. He's like, yeah, you have stuff like Superman who's just languishing in the wings and you're not doing anything with it.
Yeah. Now, did they pick a guy? I didn't know they picked a guy yet.
No, they didn't know. They haven't picked anything. All he's what they're doing right now is they're looking for someone to come in like a Kevin Feige to run the whole thing.
Okay.
To make it all align.
But that doesn't necessarily mean if they're looking for a guy to run the whole thing, it doesn't necessarily mean they're going to tie everything together.
No, that's what. The guy. No, that's what he wants to do. He said he wants to. He didn't say it outright, like say mirror Marvel. But the way that Marvel works their stories together and they're all intertwined. He wants to do something like that with the DC universe. So they're trying to get someone together that can see that vision and put it all together like Kevin Feige, which I think is stupid. And if you already had that guy, you had Zack Snyder.
You
already had Zack Snyder.
Hey, what if they hired Zack Snyder though?
I don't know. I don't know if Discovery bought Warner Brothers or if it's a merger deal or if it was just their partners now. I have no idea. But if Warner Brothers is now being owned by Discovery, then yeah, they could fire everybody that didn't like Zack Snyder to go suck on a wiener, Todd. And then hire Zack Snyder. But I don't know. I doubt it very seriously, though, because the Warner Brothers executive people were the ones that hated Zack Snyder.
Could you imagine the party we would have if they hired Zack Snyder to run the whole goddamn thing?
The thing is, I don't know if he would want. No, I was going to say he might not want to come back because he was treated like shit, but he might. I mean, he might be like, yeah, if there's a new board of directors and there's a whole new different vision for DC and Warner Brothers, yeah.
If they gave him the keys to the fucking kingdom, dude, oh my God.
Who could if he had the same power and influence that Kevin Feige has over at Marvel, holy shit, fuck. We finally get that nightmare sequence that we saw at the end of Justice League.
Yeah, dude. My God. That's Jason Bourne.
Make sure we are just rock hard, ready for
I want some more of it.
Rock steady.
I tried so hard. I can't rise above it. Hey, David with the first super chat of the night. Thank you, dude. He says, thank you guys for your amazing content. I can't wait to be a Patreon next month. We look forward to your abundant arrival. He says, Pinhead for me is way underrated in horror icons. Got to put some respect on his name. Love you guys.
I put that respect on it all day, all night, all the time. I love it. I love it. I will lick his pins. I agree with you, man. I think he's extremely underrated. He's one of the first and only few villains that were able to explain to you in a very clipped British voice exactly how he was going to decimate your butthole with chains, and it scared the shit out of me. I don't know why. It just because it's like you see, like, he seems like a reasonable guy, other than he's got pins in his fucking face. But he seems like he's reasonable. But he's like, no, child, your death and screams will torment every. It goes, your suffering will be legendary, even in hell. I'm like, fuck, that's scary.
Like, you dare speak of pain? I am pain.
I love, dude. I think Pinhead is amazing. Yeah,
I do too. But are the movies around him built well? Not in most cases, but hey, he's always the best part of every fucking movie he's in, though, right?
I just think, see, I always thought Doug Bradley himself is one of those few guys that can be. He is like, so his voice and the way he is so iconic. I mean, it's right up there with Robert Englund as Freddy Krueger.
Yeah,
like to replace him is extremely hard. Even though the guy that they got for Judgment did pretty good.
I think Doug Bradley harder to replace than Robert Englund. I know that's not a popular opinion, but I mean, Freddie has Robert Englund has all the makeup, he has all the effects and all that shit like that. And I know Doug Bradley's got the pins and shit, but there's just something more theatrical about Doug Bradley's.
Yeah, Doug Bradley plays it more like a Shakespearean actor, or like he takes it very like a Macbeth type of approach to it, whereas Robert Englund plays it more like, a dirty ass junkie that got knives on his fingers, and I don't know. I'm not saying Robert Englund's not good. I'm just saying that's how he plays it.
Yeah. They call me Stamps. What up, Anthony? Thanks, man. He says, you're probably going to hate me for this, but I never seen any Hellraiser movie, and I don't like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre movies. So the Chucky movies are going to be ranked high on my list. I mean, technically, man, if you haven't seen out of the other franchise, Chucky movies are going to be the only ones on your list, because you can't rank a movie you haven't seen, Anthony.
You get the hell out of my classroom and come back when you've seen those. Okay. I'll expect a letter on my desk. I'll accept your resignation.
I had to do some reading up this week on my own. We both had to do a little bit of research.
I went back and watched. Because that was one. I watched Texas 3 last night. I had never seen. Oh no, I remember seeing it, but I did not remember that movie for fucking shit. And then I watched it. I was like, yeah, it's not bad. It's not good either, but it's not bad. I like Viggo Mortensen in it. I think he fit that role pretty well. Like almost
Ken Faree's pretty great too.
Yeah,
he had the best part in that, I thought. Jonathan, man, thanks, dude. He says, Jay, how'd you meet April?
We met.
Tell us a story.
Yeah, well, how we met was through online. Like that's how we met. That's pretty much it. That's how we started it. And then it kind of blossomed from there, and she let me touch her boobie, and I liked it, and that was it. That was the end of the story. It was a beautiful story.
They met on plentyoffish.com.
No, but we know someone that met someone on plentyoffish.com and married them.
Yeah, we do. That
did not go well. Yeah, let's just say she dived back into the pond for more fish, because it just didn't work out.
This Easter weekend, they will not be spending having dinner together. We could say this for sure. He also says, Mike, sing a Blink-182 jam. People, where's the love in this world? People, where's the love in this world? 'Cause you're all my brothers and sisters. We all love her. So why won't some girl suck my cock?
That's always that's how they get the ladies. I mean, I guess you guys didn't know that if you're young, that's how you get a girl right there. Just there.
That's a Blink-182 song.
Oh, and I know this is off topic, but dude, I got to tell you what, I'm gonna watch that Father Stew with Mark Wahlberg. I was reading about it today. It sounds real fucking good. Father Stew.
I don't do
with Mel Gibson as the dad.
I can't do the hammy religious stuff, dude.
No, actually, that's what the article I just read about, because I thought it was going to be like that too, but apparently it's not. There's fuck bombs and shit like that are dropped, but Mel Gibson was talking about it, and he said, yeah, there's a lot of pushback in Hollywood to make these types of films. He goes, I remember when I did Passion of the Christ, there was a lot of people that were like, no, we don't want that. And he goes, but there's a lot of people starving for that type of content. So I wanted to put it out. He financed it himself. Mel Gibson did. Mark Wahlberg financed this himself. Yeah. And he's like, but the story sounds pretty damn good. And it's like, I was reading about it, because I'm not a huge fan of Wahlberg necessarily, but I mean, I read about it. I was like, it actually sounds pretty dope.
It's amazing to me, Jay, that you would go from why won't some girl suck my cock to, hey man, I want to see this movie about God.
Life is all about that weird shift in dynamics sometimes. The spice of life is all about randomness.
I don't know what Mel Gibson's talking about though, dude. If you go to fucking Walmart, there's like a whole goddamn section of straight to DVD Christian movies. You know what I mean?
He was talking because he said it's not like overbearing. He said it's not a preachy movie, because there's because what Mark Wahlberg had said was that Mark Wahlberg said there's pushback in Hollywood because they don't want that type of movie, but there's also pushback from the Catholic Church because the fuck bombs that are in it.
Yeah.
So it's still
Catholic Church is They can't say
Well,
shit.
the Catholic Church has got a lot of other problems than just fuck bombs, but fuck is part of it, but not that part. But not because of the cursing part. But no, I'm saying I think that it sounds like a balanced movie, so I really do want to see it. And plus, it was funny because Mel Gibson said Mark Wahlberg put on 30 pounds for that and then lost it again in 30 days. They only shot it in 30 days. And then Mel Gibson was like, "Yeah, I don't know how he does it." He's like, he had to work at it to put on that weight. He's like, "I just live normally and blimp out." I was like, that's everybody. Right?
I just ate a bunch of canned tuna. I ate canned tuna from Kroger. I ate canned tuna from Walmart. I went to Mel Gibson's trailer and I was like, "You got any canned tuna in here? I can have Mel."
He ate like peanut butter, like he said, we eat like straight peanut butter sandwiches all fucking day, pasta, spaghetti, like eating like 12 eggs a day, bacon, like just a shit ton of fucking calories in food.
To gain it. Yeah, gaining the weight's fucking
well, he gained it. Well, but he said Mel Gibson struggled. He struggled to gain it because he works out every day. Yeah, so it was hard for him to do it, and then he had to lose it all.
I heard somebody told me today, I think Katie told me this today that maybe it was her, I don't know. Someone told me that Mark Wahlberg said that he was going to quit acting and only do faith-based films from now on out.
They said something about there was an article because it's been trending. I only clicked on the article. Something about like this is Mark Wahlberg's story about redemption. I don't know. I mean, maybe he got tired of people reminding him that he stomped that poor Puerto Rican guy's face.
He did curb stomp a Puerto Rican for a 24.
And I was like, he's like, you know what? I just think that I need to get with God before I get arrested. I don't know. Tell the court case comes in. Tell the judge I found religion, sir, and I apologize for what I did to that young Puerto Rican kid for no reason whatsoever. Even though I do know that he's trying to make amends. I think he tried to send him money, but that Puerto Rican guy was like, "Fuck you! Like, I don't want your money, and I don't want your hands underwear.
Just take it. I'm sorry about
your took his fucking eyeball. Like, I got
upset. It was raining outside. My brother Donnie was famous, and I wasn't. Shit, I just
that's what pisses me off is the fact that Mark Wahlberg really got out scot-free because of his brother. Like Donnie Wahlberg was the one that influenced that whole fucking bullshit. But anyway, we're not here to talk about Mark Wahlberg all night.
No,
I just
want
to say about that Father Stew. I think I'm going to watch it.
Let me know if you like it or not. And I might.
I'm not going to go to the theater and watch it. I just might go. Jack Sparrow, High Seas.
You're going to pirate a movie about our Lord?
Who said pirate? I didn't say pirate. I said Jack Sparrow. Jack Sparrow is a character in a movie that's produced by Disney.
On the island of Tortuga,
Johnny Depp, Captain Jack.
Eduardo Santiago, thank you, sir. He says the time has come to tickle the pickle. Exactly, Eduardo. I hope you're holding yourself right now like a sacred potato in your land's native tongue.
Yeah, he's probably holding his own pickle, and he's like that guy in Tombstone. Say win, like Val Kilmer. Say win.
If I say anything tonight that gets me canceled, do not blame me. For I have had a margarita, and it was stronger.
Did you go to the Mexican restaurant?
Body was ready for. Yeah, I went to a Mexican restaurant, and they gave us these margaritas. And it's not got any of the sugar shit. It's like a fresh made margarita is what they call it. Because it's not got all the sugars.
Oh, just a regular margarita.
Yeah. It's not frozen or anything. It's just like lime juice and tequila. But it's this fucking big. And I thought it comes in a skull glass. And I was like, dope. And I chugged that fucker. And dude, I haven't been that drunk since I was a schoolgirl.
Those Mexicans can sure party.
Those circus bitches cannot hold their boots.
They know that. They know how to party.
Yeah, so I'm still dealing with that. But
I got that from Remember Revenge of the Nerds. Damn, you moose sure can party.
The one I was talking about was from Van Wilder, when those kids get in and the kids start.
I know,
like, there's nobody under 18, and the kid starts puking. He's like, those circus bitches cannot hold their boots.
Well, I have a date. He's like, yeah, but that's with a guy. He's like, what about you, Booger? Have you found anybody? He's like, I've been coming to the high schools all day long.
Inky the Alien, whose name I've not seen in here. Welcome, Inky the Alien, and thank you for the super chat, my friend. I love aliens, and I love ink. He says, "I've been
anal probe."
No. Please, I've been watching your guys' content for the past month while I work on a clay box decorated. While I've worked on a clay box decorated with Leatherface's masks. The work gets repetitive, but your vids keep me sane. Hey, man.
Hey, cool.
I like that you listen to us while you do cool shit like Ghost.
That's awesome, dude. Good stuff.
Find you a lady alien to sit between your legs, and you guys can make the mask together. That'll be sexy. You know what I mean?
Make sure she looks like Mila Jovovich, though, from The Fourth Kind. Then you can do all sorts of things.
Yeah, or who was the girl in Ghost, though? Sissy Spacek?
Demi Moore.
That's right, it's Demi Moore. That's it. You mean Jaden Smith's body double in G.I. Jane?
Listen, I really can't talk about that, okay? My hair's falling out. I'm too sensitive.
Hankery Trousers 8. Thank you, my friend. He says, am I the only one who thinks Child Plays 2 is better than the original? Love you, fellas. We'll get to that. I look forward to Jay's opinion.
Yeah, I'm just going to be, by the way, straight friggin' like dick out, no holds back, balls are hanging out in the screen. I'm not a huge fan of the Child's Play series. I'm not at all. Like, and that's on the record. That's facts. I mean, when we watched all those Child's Play movie, like we did, like I think we reviewed every single one for one Halloween Horror Month. I did not like that at all. I did not like it. It scarred me, because Child's Play is fun and good in certain parts of it, and like you have a good time with it. But then it gets so, to me, it's a really repetitive series. Like even more so than Leatherface. And I mean, and that's saying something, because I'm not a huge fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre series either.
Yeah, it's a
so I'm just saying, like, there may not be things, there's gonna be things on my list, people like, what the fuck, you disagree?
It's dark. Yeah, we're not gonna have a lot of tonight's gonna be a negative night, you guys. I just want to let you guys know, the 200 plus people in here, thank you guys for joining us tonight.
But look, I'm just a young girl with an opinion. We all have
a young guy who wants to suck your butthole.
Yeah, we all people that want to suck butthole and just have opinions. Everybody has opinions. So this is, and again, I base my list in a very simple criteria. It's about how I enjoyed it. If I enjoyed the movie and how much I enjoyed it, and that's how I rank them. I don't rank them based on anything else other than that.
Yeah, we're gonna make a lot of people mad tonight. That's okay though. What are you gonna do? But thank you, man. They call me Stamps. Thank you, buddy. He says, I've seen the TCM movies. I just don't like them. So between them and the Chucky movies, they're going to be ranked low.
Anthony, I see. You're my best friend. You're my buddy,
honey.
And I'm singing, and we're happy, and we're funny. I know that's something else, but I can't say it.
You are my buddy.
You know what?
You are my friend.
That Sean Wayne's Marlon Wayne show was really good. The Brothers show. We're brothers. And we're singing. I love that show. I can't. The Wayans or whatever. I like that.
The Wayans as a whole are fucking underrated, dude. Those are some.
They really are. They're really good.
Bitches. Gary Sim, thanks, dude. He says, "Hi guys, so grateful for being a patron of you guys. Thanks for being awesome. We're grateful for you, Gary. What the fuck? No, you're a fucking riot, Gary
Shanley. I love that guy.
Love you, dude. Deets Chris 1 reminds me of D's Nuts 2. Says CP3 was the only one that had some stakes in it. Child's Play 3. The scene with the blanks and real rounds. Other than that, TCM has been at least most consistently fun, and Hellraiser constantly brutal. Do your thing, cuz.
Oh God, get it out of here. Get it away. It stinks.
I hate Child's Play 3.
Get it away. It stinks.
I agree with everything else you said.
Yeah. You're right, man. The Hellraiser movies have their ups and downs, but yeah, I think that you're right. Consistently brutal is exactly how I would describe it.
Yeah, and you know what? You got to give Hellraiser a little bit of credit, because even though 92% of the movies blow asshole, they all try something fucking new. Like they go for it. You know what I mean? Like they try to do some crazy shit each time. They never copy the movie before it, for the most part.
Well, you got to give credit to Doug Bradley for sticking it out, even with the shitty ones. He stuck it out.
Yeah, he's Hellraiser's Donald Pleasance for sure. Yep. Mark Wren, thank you, sir. He says, please tell me why the car is in the front. Please tell me why the car is in the front yard.
I don't know, because I couldn't park in the back street. It was filled.
Dude,
I was parked out of the road.
I'm going to see them. I'm going to see Lit. You and Abel should come, dude. We're going to see Lit in Lexington on
I don't want to get lit. I don't want to get lit.
20
I know
tickets.
One song they do.
No, you know, you make me come.
I know that one, and then that one you just sent, that the car in the front yard.
That's all anybody knows. We're all just gonna get drunk.
No, that's not true. They're gonna be like, you ain't a real Lit fan, bro. You ain't a real Lit fan. What you doing here?
It's their first tour in like 27 years. Nobody's a real Lit fan. You'll be there with the rest of us. We'll talk about it later, but I want you to.
I just thought they were gonna have free beer. That's why I'm here, sir.
No, you definitely have to pay for it. But that's going to be a fun show. I'm really excited about that, by the way. CJ Kid 1231, thank you, sir. I haven't seen your name before either. Welcome to the Dick Show.
Hello.
If you to all of their abilities into consideration with no restraints, who is the most powerful between Freddy, Pinhead, Wishmaster, Candyman, the Tall Man, and Leprechaun?
Pinhead, straight up. Pinhead is literally a general. Like he's like a general in the Cenobite army. Like he like Leviathan is deep in his asshole. Like he gets power from, like he's a Power Ranger as far as like the other horror villains go. Like Leviathan is Zordon, and he's like a Power Ranger. Like he could literally like he's got
his animal would be butt plug.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, chains up the butt. That's I think Pinhead hands down. Wishmaster is powerful, but Wishmaster is contained by. He has to have the spell, or he has to have someone. What is it, 7 wishes or something? I know that Pinhead is also like contained with the box and shit, but once that motherfucker's out of the box, when he's out of the closet, no dick is safe from that suck. When he comes out of the box, you are fucked.
I'm gonna say Freddy, but just to be contrarian to Jay, because you can't escape Freddy because you have to fucking sleep.
Yeah, but that's true. But he can be defeated because he's just actually, I mean, he's demon infused, but at the same time, if you pull him into the real world, he's fuck city.
Well, here's the thing about Freddy. The only reason Freddy's ever really defeated in movies is because they need an arc. I mean, if this were real life, none of these kids are beating Freddy. They always got a 23 skidoo, some bullshit like, I don't believe in you, so you're not real. That's such horseshit. Freddy would have killed every one of those fucking kids.
Yeah, but then again, Freddy is also, if you look, he looks like Ryan Stiles. Robert Englund looks like Ryan Stiles from like Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's not that big of a dude, and he's not like I mean, a big strapping young man like could take him down.
No, he's like Green Lantern, though. He can just make up whatever he wants. He can become a huge
in the dream, but once you pull him out, he's fucked. Actually,
yeah,
you know what? They did retcon that though, because remember when he came out into the real world in Freddy versus Jason, that fight that they had, he was fucking doing some ninjutsu. I was like, when did he learn that shit?
That's stupid fucking movie.
Yeah, that was. I was like, when did he learn that?
But yeah, it was like
it's like Matrix, dude. It's like Neo. He's like, I know kung fu.
That's what I just said. Yeah, he just uploaded that shit to his fucking brain. Yeah, but it's a good question, CJ Kid. It's a good question. All right. John Geddes. Hey, I haven't seen. Where's all these new people coming from? Welcome to the shit show of Fucktown, McGregortonville, Texas, part 2. Hey guys, what did you think about WrestleMania? If you were able to catch it, thank you both for what y'all do. Appreciate you both. Thank you.
I haven't watched it. Appreciate you. But I haven't watched. I haven't been a part of a wrestling match since last night.
Between you and your butthole?
No, it was a guy named Frank. But I won. I got it in first.
So no, you were the Heath in that.
I was the victor if that challenge. But no, I haven't watched wrestling. I haven't watched anything wrestling in a long time. I mean, we watched clips and stuff on YouTube. Mike and I think we reviewed that guy. Or was it Ghost or what? I don't know. Fiend. We reviewed the Fiend thing, and that was cool. But then they ruined that because I know that they demasked him and made him stupid. So
then they released his ass.
Yeah, I haven't watched. So I haven't watched WrestleMania in a long time. I know that Roman Reigns. I hear that name all the time. Roman Reigns, and everybody hates him or loves him.
I've watched every WrestleMania for like the past 4 years, and I watched this last one that's no different. John, I fucking loved it, dude. I thought it was the best WrestleMania I've seen in some time because Pat McAfee came out there and put on a fucking show, dude. And it was like one of the first. Dude, Vince McMahon came out. So the guy Pat McAfee was fighting. I'll be brief. The guy Pat McAfee was fighting was supposed to be Vince McMahon's protege or whatever. Yeah. So Vince McMahon was like, he's a heel. He's a fucking douchebag. He's a pretty boy. I know
that Vince is. Yeah.
No. The guy that Vince likes, this Austin Theory kid. He was built up from the ground to be a douchebag, right? But he's supposed to take it for Vince, so Vince loves him. So Vince is sitting there watching the match, doing like this. Pat McAfee kicks his ass, and it was hilarious. And then Vince, which by the way they said was totally unscripted, he started walking on the side of the thing, and Pat was talking shit to him, and Vince took his shirt jacket and went. And then he went.
Showed his nipple?
No. He opened his coat like he was going to get in there and fight him. And he was like, no. And then he all of a sudden started smiling. And then he took it off. He got in the ring. Vince McMahon took off his shirt, still ripped, still fucking buff. Lots of steroids in that guy. Tons. He beats the shit out of Pat McAfee. And it was, dude, that whole thing was just fun as fuck, man. Stone Cold came out fucking just stunning everybody. He drank like 27 beers. It was like Stone Cold's last. Well, because if you remember Stone Cold, his last match, he hurt his neck against The Rock. So he got to come out and actually have a nice send-off. And, dude, he was eating up. He was laughing his ass off. He stunned Vince McMahon, and Vince McMahon didn't sell it right and, like, fell underneath, and they were slipping on the beer. It was a fucking shit show, dude. But it was really fun.
I remember, I think, the last actual WrestleMania that I actually watched was The Undertaker's last match, or supposed last match, when he got beat or whatever. Because it was a big iconic, where he was like 20-1. I guess that's how it ended. I thought that was cool. I don't know. I just kind of fell out of the whole wrestling thing after the Monday Nitro or the Nitro Wars ended, the Monday Wars. After
that was the best.
WCW got absorbed by WWE. What I really felt like is you destroyed your competition, man. Like that kind of sucks. I think Chris Jericho even said that. He was like, it kind of sucked because when you had two companies, if it wasn't working out in one company, you jump to the other company, and then if that company's not working out, you jump back to that company. And then having two separate companies pushes them to put out the best product, because the Monday Wars, I think the Monday Wars was the best time of wrestling ever, like period. In the late 90s, it was the best time of wrestling. ever.
I totally agree. I don't watch wrestling now, but I watch WrestleMania every year because it's like the Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So I always watch that. It's like it's my one time I sit down and I fucking pay attention. But the match after that, by the way, Brock Lesnar came out and he did his best. He tried to put on a show. Roman Reigns, I'm sorry, boring as fucking wrestler. I don't know why they're still trying to. They're trying to force him down people's fucking throats. He's like, acknowledge me.
But I do have a lot of respect for him. Even the guy that had like
as a human.
As
a human, great, but they need to switch his character up, man. They're writing him poorly as fuck. He's boring. His fucking move is a super punch. He jumps up in the air and goes, like it looks like.
God, I'd rather watch the 1, 2, 3 kid do his fucking move. Remember that guy, 1, 2, 3 kid? You know, by the way, speaking of wrestling, if you guys have not watched it, and I cannot wait for the next season, Heels on Stars. Mike introduced me to it. Holy shit, fucks! I love that show. That show is amazing. Amazingly well done. Boy. I love that show.
Fucking awesome. Anyway. Gary says my tablet lets me edit videos. So if I take Evil Dead 1, 2, and 3, edit out some scenes 2 and 3 so it fits better into one big movie, can I still get a trouble, Evan, if I'm not selling it? Can I still get in trouble even if I'm not selling it?
As long as you're not selling, as long as you're not making money off of it, then they can't get you for anything.
Yeah, as long as you're not reseeding it back into the internet. You know what I mean? If you're not allowing other people to download it for free, you can't get in trouble, I think.
Well, by the way, I was speaking, that guy is a genius. He brought up something I was going to say. The next ranking, what we should do, I was thinking about this, dude. We should just do the Romero Living Dead movies and Evil Dead and rank those.
That. Or we could just do a top 25 zombie movies.
No, there's too many. There's way too many, dude. I'm talking about there's some obscure fucking ones and they're really bad. No, if we did Evil Dead, because you got Evil Dead 1, 2, Army of Darkness, and then Ash versus Evil Dead on Stars. But that could be separate. I don't know. But there's 3 of those, and then the remake. So the remake is 4, right? Well, then you got the Romeros, you got the Night of the Living Dead, you got Dawn of the Dead, Day of the Dead, Land of the Dead, Diary of the Dead. That's 5.
I'm into it. Diarrhea of the Dead is my favorite.
Yeah, you could even do Romero or Romero based. So I mean, like Tom Savini's 1990 Night of the Living Dead remake, which was fucking good, and then obviously Zack Snyder's Dawn of the Dead.
No, it'd be a fun list for sure. I think it's got to be over like 15 movies though, because otherwise it wouldn't be like live streaming. Well, it would be like we do a video. But like,
if you include the Zack Snyder and the Tom Savini, I think that pushes it to 4. Is it 4?
That's good enough. 14
maybe 14. There's a 13, 14.
14.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah,
I like it. I like the whole thing.
Or we could even do something fun like creature features, like you know, like The Thing, or like Jeepers Creepers, or whatever.
Remakes, fucking home invasions, fucking
it's fun.
There's a lot of good
I like doing that stuff. I like doing Pumpkinhead.
Yeah, this will be fun to do for sure. Jay Dia, thank you so much. That's a very sweet super chat for you, my friend. He says, hey, boys, so excited for this, even if I'm not a big TCM or CP fan. Love a good ranking to go with the Giggle Bush, though. Have a great show. Hey, that's what's beautiful about the rankings, man. If you don't know the movies, that's okay. But you hear one and you go, that sounds interesting, or that sounds like a piece of shit. That's what I love about these kind of shows, is because if you don't know about a movie, that's okay. You find out about it, and then you know not to watch it probably.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked here, because I thought there was a lot more CP fans than there seems to be, or TCM fans. Because it always feels like when we don't mention TCM or CP, people are like, what the fuck? You call yourself reviewers, you piece of shit? I'm like, what did you say? I don't even know what's going on. It's like, the Saul is family. I'm like, who hurt you?
Listen, I mean, I don't think it's unfair to say that the first video we did, Halloween, Friday the 13th, Nightmare on Elm Street, Scream. I don't feel like it's unfair to say that's the top tier, and now we're getting in the second tier. Yeah, when you go to the Pinhead, Leatherface, and Chucky.
This is the JV squad. Like, JV squad. JV squad's got to get. Listen, like JV squad's going in, and they're gonna win the basketball game, and Samuel L. Jackson's the coach, and Coach Carter. They're gonna make it happen. It's okay. We're gonna make it.
Fruit Loops are us with $100 super chat, my friend.
Hey, Fruit Loops, thank you. That makes me all fruity in the head.
Fucking, you taste better than Fruit Loops when you do that to my butthole.
Very nice. Thank you for the rainbow shower.
But that's fucking super sweet, my friend. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you, man.
God damn. Starting off the night, sexy as fuck. Fruit Loops, thank you, man. The Big Deal says, finally able to watch live TCM 03 top 5. I ain't gonna say nothing. But we'll see.
Oh yeah, dude, come on.
I'm
not giving nothing away, but I'm gonna say you on the right track though.
Long way fucking go.
You on the right track though.
Shit, man. Hey, speaking another big fucking super chat from Anthony Stamps. Yeah, do that, man. You ain't gotta do that. Thank you, fucking no, dude.
Thanks, dude.
You all are very good to me, to my friend, and to our family.
You must your Shidoshi must be since Kanada.
You want me suck your dick? You want to come by suck your dick?
Not cow.
Thank you all so much. Seriously, thank you. He says, say what you want, but I love the Chucky series. I love that they're not afraid to experiment, even if it doesn't work out. Not to mention Brad Dourif and Jennifer Tilly are award-nominated actors, but they still stick by Don Mancini, and that's something not to overlook. That is my favorite thing about the entire Chucky franchise is that they have the balls to stick to canon. I love it.
Well, you know what? And I'm just gonna let the list speak for itself, because I'll tell you what, I didn't hate the remake. I really didn't. I thought, I think Mark Hamill did a pretty damn good job with Chucky, even though you could hear when he laughs, it's very much Joker from the animated Batman series. I know he was trying to be menacing and sinister, but like sometimes when you have an iconic voice like Mark Hamill and it's the Joker, you just can't hide it.
Yeah. Yeah. I fucking totally forgot what we were talking about. What the? Oh no, okay, now I'm with you. Sorry, my ADD went way the fuck out of there. Yeah, some of those Chucky movies fucking blow. They blow ass.
I think there was a couple of years there was just like, I just want to keep wiping my ass with like fucking shitty toilet paper.
Yeah, but again, I respect the shit out of the fact that Mancini is still involved and they're still sticking to it. They're like, I don't care how crazy this fucking ride gets. By God, at the end of it, we're gonna land this bitch.
They're doing wasn't the TV series the one where Charles Lee Ray? No, I mean, was it out yet, or are they still making it? Where it's gonna be on Netflix or some shit? Where it was gonna be like Charles Lee Ray early years?
No, we reviewed it. We reviewed the first like 4 episodes of it. Remember?
Oh shit, damn, dude. See what I'm talking about? Like all that shit runs together to me. Like I forget. Like it's like one of those creamy shits that you have and you forget that you left it for a damn year. Again, it's one of those things that just run together. I've totally forgot.
Yeah,
because I was telling April, I was like, oh no, they're gonna make a new one, and then I was like, and then you say we've already reviewed it. I'm like, damn, I feel like I'm Matthew Perry in Friends. I don't even remember filming Friends.
You done smoked yourself.
I don't even remember filming that season.
Jonathan, man, thanks, buddy. He says, why doesn't y'all's Wayne's World commentary work? That's fucked up. We switched podcast companies, and then when we switched podcast companies, all the private videos got deleted. But the good news about that is that one of the Patreon requests on our Patreon, you can request us to do a movie that's one of the tiers. Someone asked for Wayne's World 1 and 2, so we're just going to do both the commentaries and put them back on there. So we're gonna take that.
That's good because I actually haven't watched it in a while.
I know, I can't wait. It's gonna be a fun time.
Yeah,
I say next time we do a man versus movie, we should throw those both in there, dude. That'll be a good time.
Yeah.
I like it very much in my crotchal regions. Okay. Deets Chris says, here's a real poll. Who's really about family? Texas Chainsaw Massacre or the Fast and the Furious series?
I mean, you going to argue with Vin Diesel? It doesn't matter if you win by an inch or a mile. You win.
I'll tell you this. If you get me delete one series from the history of the world and keep one, I'm going to delete Fast and the Furious franchise, and I would probably just do that for fun anyways, because I think those movies blow ass. But
I think the Fast and the Furious is weird, dude. Like the first one was really, really awesome. It was really good, and then the second one sucked asshole, and then the third one was good. And I never thought Tokyo Drift. I was like, that's gonna be dumb as shit, but I was like, I actually enjoyed myself. And then after that, I was like, what the fuck is going on? Like, what's happening? But yeah, it would be hard. I would never get rid of TCM just because I'm more of a horror fan than I am a Fast and the Furious fan. So
yeah,
I'd be the same way.
Those movies, everything good about them came out of a bottle. Like they're just so formulaic, and it's just like, to me, it's just like, you talk about cash grab. That's like, I mean, I hate those movies.
What else has Vin Diesel been doing? That Triple X movie, holy shit, suck my ass.
Yeah,
he did. Well, I did do Riddick, which was bad. I did like Pitch Black, and I like the Chronicles of Riddick, but he never really went back to that.
No. DJ Graham, thank you, sir. He says, if you guys could only delete one of these classic gangster movies from existence, which would it be? Goodfellas or Scarface? That's tough. That's hard one, but the answer is Scarface.
I would delete Goodfellas. I gotta
have Scarface. Motherfucker.
I feel like it's too iconic, dude. Scarface is just Al Pacino is at his best when he's crazy as shit, and he's at the very beginning of that movie of Scarface, he never stops. He's always crazy as fuck.
Yeah, dude, but still, like you have Al Pacino or you have Joe Pesci, Robert De Niro.
I know the
Ray
ensemble
Liotta,
cast of Goodfellas is amazing, but I don't know, dude. There's something about Scarface that's fucking disturbing and crazy at the same time, and I love it. I don't know.
I do love it, but yeah, you're crazy with that one. You get me all skivvy and my shits. All right.
Well, I have to be the bad guy. You need people like me to point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
You fucking scatter like cockroach.
Dude, I love that. I even like the Scarface PS2 game back in the day.
No, fly, pelican, fly. You're fly, pelican, fly. Oh shit! All right, let's do it. Let's start the ranking. All right, let's start the ranking before we get to
We're starting at the bottom now. We here.
Yeah, like our channel.
All right.
Start at the bottom, and now we're slightly above the bottom. All right, you go first, dude. You go first because I'm very interested. So what's your worst movie?
My number 27 on this list from hell is going to be one of the absolute worst, biggest piles of dog shit I've ever seen on screen in my life, and that includes horror movies and any movie in general. And that's going to be Hellraiser Revelations 2011. It's the worst shitty movie I've ever. Dude, literally, these motherfuckers shot this for like a box of Cracker Jacks and $5 in someone's attic that they borrowed for a night. Like this is, and it was such a slap in the face to fans because the company that did this only did it to keep the right or to make money off it because the rights were expiring. So they slapped together some bullshit in 3 weeks. They had a kid that was in 5th grade writing crayon a script, and they went with it. And they're like, that's good enough. And literally, like, dude, the costume for the guy that played Pinhead, and that guy, he sucked really bad. The guy that they got to replace Doug Bradley was fucking terrible. But I know he was trying. But the costume they gave him was, dude, it looked like Halloween Express. Like they probably had $1,000 budget, and that guy cost them $287 for a deluxe Pinhead suit that they got from Halloween Express. And they're like, go get it. And he's like, dude, this looks pretty good on camera. Mike and I could have shot that movie at least on the same level with our shitty ass fucking Canon camera. Yeah, like the plot was stupid. The characters were dumb. Pinhead himself was, oh my god, dude, it was one of the, and you know what's worse about that is I bought that movie because that was before I had Netflix or anything like that.
It was $11.96 at Walmart.
Yeah, and you know what? And they were giving away like a coupon for free for like a 50% off at Valvoline oil. It wasn't 50%, it was like 15%.
That movie sucked so bad they released it on DVD 2 weeks before it came out.
But I remember when it was coming out, I was excited because Hellworld I thought sucked so bad. I'm like, oh man, maybe they're actually going to do something really well. And yeah, Doug Bradley's not in it, but maybe they do something cool. And then I bought that for it was $20 fucking. And then I bought it and I watched it and I felt like, dude, when it was over, I felt like that guy in that Maxell commercial when his hair blowing and all that shit, you know. And then I'm just sitting there and I'm like, that is one big pile of shit. Like Jeff Goldblum, I couldn't believe it. I felt like I got fucked and I didn't enjoy it.
Yeah. By the way, I totally forgot once again, dude, to click on the fucking super chats when I fucking read them. I mean, the super hats.
Yeah, but it was funny. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, it was such a travesty. That movie was so goddamn terrible. Like it was just awful.
It was, and you know what, Jay? It's funny because that's my number 27 too. It's my last.
I mean, I don't know how it could be. Dude, it's one of the worst movies in existence.
It's my last one too. It's not even a fucking movie, dude. It's not like the Weinstein. Harvey fucking Weinstein was sitting around with his hand.
He was too busy doing stuff.
Yeah,
you know.
But yeah, doing some shit he wasn't supposed to be doing. That he was sitting around. He's like, oh fuck it, the rights are up to this. Hey, get your cousin Johnny who wanted to make a movie on the phone. Tell him to use my basement. I need a Hellraiser movie in 90 minutes. I'll give him a blowjob. You know, like the guy, like no offense to the guy who played him because I'm sure he did his best, but they just got some chubby dude off the fucking street. Looks like Muscles. Looks like Muscles glasses. Fucking take off the glasses and fucking like, I'm the Pinhead. I'm the bad guy.
I will take your soul to hell. And then I will rub lotion on your titties.
Yes, you will go to hell, but first you will bring me Arby's roast beef and cheddar sandwich.
Yeah, dude, I watched that. I was watching that. I was like, this has got to be a fucking joke. Like, this is going to be a movie within a movie. Like, these are people just recreating the scenes from Hellraiser, and then Hellraiser's actually going to happen. And then it's like, it kept going. It's like having the worst blowjob ever. It's like, oh, she's going to get better. Just give her a few more seconds. And it just keeps getting worse. It's like, and then she stubs a whole fist up your butthole. You're like, what's that? I didn't want that. And she's like, oh, I thought you'd like it. I'm like, you're crazy.
Fucking worst, dude. Worst thing ever. Gary, thank you, sir. He says, I'm not a big fan of Chucky being able to control other dolls. Now it makes him less special because there's a few Chucky dolls now, and it's a bit OP. That makes sense. I get what you're saying.
I get that. Yeah. By the way,
the idea of Chucky controlling a legion of other Chuckies does scare the shit out of me a little bit. And it makes it more scary.
It is a little bit OP, but I think it's more realistic than a fucking voodoo doll.
To be fair,
like it feels like a little bit. I'm not saying it's like neither one of them are really realistic, but if I had to go with one that makes more sense, I guess like a weird awry program could make a thing homicidal. I don't fucking know.
I just spilled Miller Lite on my crotch, and that was.
And
a
that's
better
weird. You
experience
always
than watching
swallow.
this movie.
You're always really good about that.
Okay, number 26. Now I'll start showing the ranking, JT. I know. I wasn't showing it first, but we're only
Who'd
one
you
deep.
say? Did you call me JT?
I said JT.
Is there somebody in the chat named JT?
It was AT Monster Man.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
JT Customs. Yeah, JT Customs.
Yeah.
Said.
I used to go by JT.
He was like, we got Santa Claus!
Shut up!
Shut!
Shut up! By the way, when we say that, by the way, there was a coach we used to have called Billy Gillespie, and he was a terrible coach, but there was one moment our team, Kentucky basketball is what I'm talking, college basketball. Kentucky was running down the floor, and you could literally hear on TV Billy Gillespie, which was our coach at the time, yelling, going, "Shoot it! Shoot it!" Oh,
fuck yeah. All right, number 26. I'm going to share my screen with you now. Jay, back to you. Back to you, Carlo.
Okay, so the next the next corn in the turd here is going to be Seed of Chucky. Did not enjoy. I think that was a piece of shit too. At that point, I mean, is this about a fucking ventriloquist family? What the hell is this? Like, I didn't even know what I was watching anymore. Like, I get going off the rails and having a good time with your subject material, but this motherfucker they left the reservation and started a cult out in the desert somewhere. This was bad, dude. I watched this and I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I couldn't even, like, dude, it's just, I don't even know what to say. At least it was put, I mean, Hellraiser Revelations was someone shooting in an attic with a shitty ass potato phone. This one was just a step up above that with terrible characters. It was only cool that Brad Dourif was back. Yes, Brad Dourif did the voice, but everything else about it, like, oh God, dude, it was just disgusting. You know what? It reminded me, I was like, am I watching a Goosebumps Night of the Dummies? Like, it was like it was like
that would have been better.
Team America. It was Team America.
Yeah,
with Chucky.
No, you're absolutely right, dude, and that's why it's also going to be. By the way, we have the same list so far, dude. How crazy would it be? By the way, would you not shit your fucking pants if you and I, because we have not talked about our list with each other at all. If somehow, some way, you and I got through this entire list and had the exact same list, I think we'd have to get married and butt fuck.
Well, yeah. I mean, people don't know that, but we already do the other thing. But
right,
I mean,
but officially,
yes, we'd have to come out for sure.
You got to put a ring on it.
Yeah, I'd have to do that and play Beyonce at the same time. Okay, so
on this Easter weekend, I don't want to butt fuck out of wedlock. Okay.
It is a holy day.
Tell you. Yeah, it's Good Friday.
It's a holy day.
Not good butt fucking day.
No, it's not. That's not what God said. You can't go butt fucking on that day.
I'm going to church, not butt fucking hip palace.
God says, "Thou shalt celebrate the day of my resurrection, but thou shalt not butt fuck on that day." I'm going to hell. I'm sorry, God. Forgive me. I don't want to say that. I shouldn't have said that. You know what? Alcohol makes you say stupid things.
Now you feel bad about it. Now you need to go watch Father Stew. And
I'm going to watch
Mel
Father Stew.
To
it's
take away
my
your
redemption
sins.
too. I'm going to become Catholic.
And whenever I think about becoming Catholic, I just think about Al Pacino in Godfather 3, where he's like, some orange juice. He needs like the orange juice because he has the. That's
I always
actually
think
sad
of when I always think of Catholic. I always think of that movie Gran Torino when Clint Eastwood was talking to the priest and he was like, "Oh, so it's like a demigod." He's like, "There are no fucking demigod, you pagan." Because he always like riles the priest up, Clint Eastwood. And he's like, he goes, "Oh, so there's the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit." And he's like, "Yes, they're three separate but the same." And he's like, "Oh, so it's like a demigod." And the priest is like, "There are no fucking demigods, you pagan."
You know what I found the other day at Half Price Books? Full size, old school, full movie size photo or camera picture poster. Shit. A poster of End of Days with Arnold Schwarzenegger's sexy ass 5 o'clock shadow on it.
How much? How much would I want for it?
$3, dude. I already bought it. So I'm putting it in the garage. It's going in the garage.
They don't even know what they've got, idiots. They don't even know what they've got.
I just totally fleeced these fuckers. All right, number 25.
Okay, so my number 25 is going to be Texas Chainsaw 3D 2013. Get your chainsaw cussing. Fuck yeah. Woo-wee. I'm part of the family. I'll protect you always and feed you, honey. But just make sure my enemies are dead. What a stupid fucking movie. You know what? I remember when that movie was coming out. Mike and I actually we were looking forward to going to see it in the theater. And then midway through, I was like, I'm glad I ordered a bunch of beer because this movie sucks butt. Like, it was
It
just a
sucked.
terrible movie. And the fact that they make basically, I was gonna say Pinhead, they make Leatherface beholden to this chick that's his long lost cousin. You can't make this shit up. Someone in Hollywood actually wrote this shit, and someone said, okay, it was like Days of Our Lives mixed with Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and it was fucking stupid. I can't believe it got made. I mean, and I was like, you guys are coming off of, like, what was the one before that? The New Beginning, which is way better than this. And then you guys just like say, fuck it, we'll put our dicks in that glory hole and see which butt we get to fuck. Like, that was it.
You're not wrong. Nothing you said is wrong at all about that movie. But our lists finally differ. Barely, but we both got Leatherface in some fashion. My number 25 is Leatherface because it's not even a fucking Leatherface movie. It's not a Texas Chainsaw movie. It's the only cool. Stephen Dorff's badass. Stephen Dorff's badass. Everything he does. But like, he's the only good thing about the redeeming quality about that movie. You got this fucking dude walking around there calling him Jeb the whole movie, and he's just walking around like, oh, I'm just got red curly hair and I'm just a fucking idiot. And then all of a sudden, he's not even the fucking guy. It's not a Leatherface movie at all.
Nope.
It's a movie about this fucking dude who's in a mental hospital, and he wants to fuck a nurse, and the nurse and him get captured. So the whole movie's about these two people who are captured by these annoying fucking psychopaths. And the entire fucking movie is just watching this dude with this terrible bowl cut trying to fuck this fucking nurse, to fuck the fucking nurse when they're out in the field. And like, what? How is this even a goddamn Leatherface movie until the last 10 minutes of that piece of shit?
Yeah,
Fuck
it's like watching a Howie Mandel stand up.
Yeah, I don't know what
like,
happened.
I like Howie Mandel in Little Monsters. I didn't know he even did stand up, but this is terrible.
You dare put Texas Chainsaw's name on this? I spit on you.
Yeah, it's really bad. I know, and well, you know, that moves me to number 24, and yeah, that's exactly what mine is Leatherface. It's 24.
There we go.
On mine.
There we go.
So they're close together, and I couldn't decide which turd was the stinkiest between Texas 3D and this one, and they both smell equally bad. But I'll give it to Leatherface because they were trying something different, but at the same time, it was just terrible. I agree. It didn't even feel like a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. It was like I don't know. It just
dog shit from
Texas.
Texas.
Yeah, and you knew it was going to be bad. I think we all knew it because I think they stopped screeners for going out or something.
Yeah, the trailer actually looked kind of good. It's like, oh, this is gonna be different. They're gonna do something different. And then like, we're only releasing this on direct TV.
You know, even the executive was like,
like,
oh man, you know, Mama's the only one that approved that goddamn movie, and now it's gonna be out there in the public eye. And I think we made a mistake there, Jeff.
we done fucked up. Give me my SpaghettiOs. I gotta write. I don't know why he writes while he eats SpaghettiOs, but yeah, my number 24, dude. That's weird as fuck. It's Texas Chainsaw 3D.
Yep.
We talked about that. Worst fucking line of all time in any movie fucking ever. Do you think, cuz? You know,
that's right.
It had a couple. I actually got shit when I ranked this, and I shit on the movie when I reviewed it. I actually got some shit because people do love that movie, but like, man, god damn, they took a cool idea. And that opening where they tried to recreate, like, hey, this is following the events of the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Yeah. And it looks like a bunch of people inside of a fucking emptied out, broken down Dollar General pretending to be the fucking people from the Texas. It was just goddamn.
Yeah, it was a bunch of LARPers, like live action role players that were thinking like, hey, you know what? We're really the family. We're the family of the show. That's what we're gonna do. Yeah, and the fact that, you know, she's like, again, the long lost cousin is so fucking Days of Our Lives. It was so goddamn dumb, and that I liked it better when you think of Leatherface as like a very, very barely contained beast. You know what I mean? And he's beholden to his family, obviously. But the fact that she's a long lost cousin that he's never met before, and did he want to fuck her? Maybe, and that's probably the only reason why they want to procreate.
Alexander Daddario is a sexy human being, and I get that part. And there are some fun moments. There's some good chase scenes in it, but Leatherface's mask was pure ass shits. Yeah. He looked like fucking garbage juice. That Guy Fieri character was dog shit. The fucking cop storyline was dumb as shit. It's just bad.
I blocked that movie out, dude. I didn't like it. Okay, so my number 23 is going to be Texas again, another Texas movie. It's going to be The Next Generation. I couldn't stand this fucking movie. This movie felt like it had goddamn scenes missing from it. You had Matthew McConaughey and Matthew McConaughey, and what was the chick's name?
Renee
Zellweger. Yes, very, very attractive. But you had them, and they were good. And you know, you obviously can tell they're going to do it, you know, go on and do better and brighter things than this piece of shit movie. They just needed to make the rent that day. This movie literally feels like they forgot to put scenes in it. Like it jumps so quick from one scene to the next, and the way the editing works is like, did they fucking film something and then some guy got drunk and on heroin because he was going through a divorce at the time, and he was like, I forgot to put that scene in. Don't worry, no one will notice it. I felt it was all over the place. I could not stand when I watched this movie. It was just, it didn't even feel like a complete movie. I felt like I watched like serials, like a cereal that they put in front of like corporate, people that invest money, corporate investors. It's like, this is what we're doing. And then they decided like they didn't have enough money left to make an actual movie. So they'll just put everything that we have and kind of put it together and throw it out there. Like it looked like Leatherface himself stitched this movie together.
I'm not going to say anything yet. I can't provide my opinion on what you just said.
No, you like it.
But I will say Gary likes it too. He says Hellworld made me feel uncomfortable seeing Henry Cavill getting head.
Yeah, that was a little weird. It's like that's my Superman, and he's getting head.
It upset me, Gary, because I wanted to be the one giving him head. You know what I mean? I get jealous. Jealous.
It is funny when you think of Henry Cavill and what he is now, and then you see him getting a blowjob. You're like, Superman doesn't act like that, Henry. Okay,
stop it, Henry.
You don't do that.
Unreliable narrator, thank you, sir. Says best killer doll in film was Blade from Puppet Master. You guys rock. That's hard to disagree with.
That's a great one. Yeah, Blade was great. By the way, I love the fact that your name is Unreliable Narrator and you have the perfect picture for it. Is that Edward Norton with the cigarette sticking out of his mouth?
I think
because that is totally an unreliable narrator right there.
I think it is, sir.
It looks like, is that from Fight Club? Because that looks like that's exactly how Edward Norton would be. He would be very unreliable if he was doing a Discovery documentary on something and with a cigarette and drunk. He looks drunk with a cigarette. He's like, anyway, the lions ate the fucking geese. Into story.
I'm Jack's tardiness and drunkenness. Frankie BTV, when will Terrifier 2 release? I know, dude. I feel like we've been hearing about Terrifier 2 for 20 goddamn years.
I think it's supposed to be released this year. I think that's what I heard.
That's what they keep saying. That's what they're saying, man. Hey, the guy that plays Art the Clown's a really nice dude, apparently.
Seems like a nice guy, yeah.
He's come by our booth at a couple conventions before, and he seems like a cool dude. Mark Wren says, me and my grandpappy used to... That was an accident. That was an accident.
That's
Mark,
cool, man.
With a C.
Used to dip Oreos in milk. Hey, man, that's the only way to fucking eat them. What are you talking about? That's all right, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. That's you know what? That just brought back some memories for myself. Hey, that's the only way to eat an Oreo. You dip that shit in some milk, and then you break it up, and you let one part of the cookie fall to the bottom and get all soggy. And when you drink that milk, it's right there in the middle, right in the bottom, and some good stuff, man.
I love that. It makes it soft. It makes it soft in your mouth. That's what I like. That's the kind of thing I like. Jerry Ramey, thank you, sir. Says no matter what, Next Generation must win for Matthew McConaughey alone.
Some people,
it might be my number one, Jerry.
You shut your fucking mouth
on this whole fucking list. Hey, stick around and find out.
Yeah, Matthew McConaughey. Matthew McConaughey was good in it, and Zellweger was good in it, but that was the only redeemable factors in the entire movie. Everything else about the movie didn't even make sense. Like, I don't even know where the fuck they were running through the woods, and all of a sudden they stumble across like that one big titted bitch that just comes out of nowhere. Did they run onto a big movie set that had nothing to do with the movie? Like, it just doesn't make sense.
Hey, well, that's just like your opinion, dude.
That's true. It is my opinion.
No, you're actually. I'm kidding. Your opinion is actually probably the correct one.
No, I don't care. I mean, no, it is. But I mean, some people are like, that's the greatest movie of all time. What are you talking about?
Most people will definitely agree with you on that. I'm not gonna lie. Something's wrong with me as far as how I see about that movie, and also how I can't type. But my number 23, Michael Jordan's number. You respect it, LeBron James. You ain't shit. Hellraiser, Hellseeker.
Oh, you didn't like that one?
No, I did not, Jay. Hey, look, don't get me wrong. Bringing back Ashley Lawrence, Kirsty, fucking stroke of genius. That was amazing. The guy who wrote this did a great fucking job. All right. Yeah. To bring back Kirsty in that role, and then what they did with her at the end, where she's like, "Oh, I've been playing you the whole time."
I thought it was cool. Yeah.
My dude, that was fucking badass. But the problem is, dude, that's the opening chapter and it's the last chapter. The middle of the fucking movie is the dude from the fucking Mayhem commercials.
I love him though. I love that guy. I've loved him since Oz.
No, he was great in Oz. He was great. I haven't seen him in Oz, but I mean, he was great in Rescue Me, though. I think he's a good actor. But in this movie, that guy had the acting skills of fucking Joe Biden's speechwriter. I don't even know what that means. But like, my point is that he was a terrible fucking actor in that movie. He was terrible in that fucking movie.
Yeah, he forgets
like,
it.
Yeah, dude. Like, whatever's happening to him in that movie, he's just like, oh no. Like, some girl will pop up every 5 minutes, like, I want to fuck Steve. And he's like, I want to fuck too. Shit, I have a wife. And that happens over and over and over again for 90 goddamn minutes before you get to the end of the fucking movie. So I just thought it was a wasted opportunity. Cool script, awful acting. good casting, but maybe he just realized, hey, I'm in a Hellraiser sequel. I'm embarrassed, and my agent's making me do this. I don't know what was going through his mind.
He should have included that in his Mayhem commercials. He's like, hey, I'm a struggling actor that's using Hellraiser as a way to make a mincemeat. Or
He's
make
better
a,
than Mayhem commercials.
Make ends meat. I said a mincemeat. I guess he should have a mincemeat.
I think that movie was so bad because it had so much potential. That's why I hate it so much.
I always feel like, I'll get to that later. But all right, so my number 22 is going to be Hellraiser Hellworld 2005. My reasoning for this is very simple. Again, it's not even Pinhead. If you watch that movie, it's all about a bunch of fucking geeks that play World of Warcraft, which is basically what they are. Like they've turned Hellraiser into a MMO. I played that shit too. MMO. They turned it into an MMO. They invite him into a mansion. Lance Henriksen is in it. And so is Henry Cavill, but Henry Cavill is early on in his fucking career. He's not even done The Tudors yet, which is, by the way, an amazing show. You should watch that. But I think the acting is pretty atrocious in this. And the fact that you don't even really get the true Pinhead until the end of the fucking movie, bullshit hole. I don't like it. It's all manipulation. It's like the old dirty man that wants to kill everybody. The Lance Henriksen, it's like a whodunit kind of thing. I didn't like that. I was like, man, and I know that maybe they were like, we got to hold back Doug Bradley because Doug Bradley, he's getting up there in age and we can't only do so much with makeup. So we can't really show him a lot on screen. I don't know what it was, because you only see him. And again, it was a cool scene. I'm like, dude, if they had just had more of that, when you see Lance Henriksen actually open the real fucking box, by the way, there's fake boxes all over the fucking place. When he opens up the real box at the end in the hotel room, and then the Pinhead shows up with a new Cenobite called Surgeon, I was like, dude, this is badass. And they didn't even, so you only get a really good part of the movie in the last like 10 minutes of it when Hellraiser confronts Lance Henriksen and takes him to hell. So otherwise, I just think it was one of those movies that it sold itself as it's going to be right up there. It's going to be another cool Pinhead entry with Doug Bradley as the main guy. It sold itself like that. And then really what you got was a good old slap in the face and a good dick twist.
Good old dick.
It didn't happen.
Twist his dick. Grab his dick and twist
Grab his dick and twist it. The old dick twist.
Dude, that's funny. My number 22 is Hellraiser. Motherfucking Hellworld, dude. I exact same ranking as you. The reason it goes a step above Hellseeker to me is because Henry Cavill, when you watch it, and he's actually a good actor in this fucking movie. Like even in this role, Henry Cavill's good. Number one. Number two, Lance Henriksen. Do love Lance Henriksen.
I love Lance. Yeah, he's great.
And I actually like the kind of Blair Witch 2 sort of fucking feel to it, where like there are a bunch of kids. I thought it was innovative how they were like, hey, let's make it a game.
Yeah.
Hell's using this game to get people addicted to it, and you got these overdramatic actors. He's like, I'm just trying to live my life, Stephen. I'm hooked on the game. It was so corny and bad, but I actually thought it was a cool idea, and it had like this nice 2000s corny like goth party vibe to it. When
it came out around that time when everybody was doing that kind of shit.
Yeah, so I dug that about it, but yeah, piece of shit fucking movie, no doubt about it.
I just didn't like the only thing I just didn't like the fact that you didn't have it wasn't really Pinhead.
Yeah,
you don't really. I mean, it was all bullshit until the
old
end.
Roy Burns dick twist.
They all did an old switcheroo, and someone fucked me in the asshole in the shower. I didn't know that. So my number 21 is going to be TCM 3 1990. I literally just watched that last night, and I was actually surprised at how decent it was because the acting was pretty on point. It was kind of a fun ride. It was kind of a fun, but and what I feel like when I watched the 1990 Leatherface Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 3 is that it very much took what was working in the Jason films, I feel like, and they put it more. It felt more like a Jason film with Leatherface in it. Like it actually felt like Jason, like a mediocre Friday the 13th movie. Viggo Mortensen was really good in it, and it actually had some. You had some old classmates from the zombie movies. Ken Foray was obviously in Dawn of the Dead, the original Dawn of the Dead, and the dude that was in with the glasses, the guy that kind of looks like Billy from the Power Rangers. That guy was in Night of the Living Dead remake with Tom Savini in 1990 that played the redneck guy that him and his girlfriend get blown up at the gas station. I was like, holy shit, there's two Romero guys in there. And then the third guy that was working at the gas station with Viggo Mortensen is the dude from Best of the Best, the guy that had all the tapes and shit. I was like, holy fuck, it's that guy. And honestly, they did pretty well with the family stuff. I thought they did pretty well. And by the way, the brother of Viggo Mortensen in that movie as well is the guy. He was the deputy in Nightmare on Elm Street 1. So there's a lot of these guys were well, not Vigo, but everybody else was very seasoned in the horror movie. But I feel like the acting was well done. I feel like the acting on all fronts was actually well done. The story itself was fucking stupid. And the one thing I didn't like was Leatherface himself. I think Leatherface looked too small. For some reason, he didn't look like an impending monster, like, just this menacing, sinister, huge monster that you
Mr. Sinister.
Well, he looked skinny. Like that motherfucker not been eating right for a while. and I don't know if it's because they didn't put the fat suit on him, because I know that Andrew Barinsky, I think that's who it is. They had a fat suit they put a fat suit on him to make him look bigger and more intense. I mean, he's already a big guy, but they even made him look bigger. I just felt like Leatherface didn't look like a big, intimidating dude. And then the ending is where it got stupid. The ending was some kind of fucking rock and roll music video that someone shit out. Like, it was like, okay, so now you have like a and then you had that girl was like, come on. I was like, she looked like the girl from Scary Movie.
What are you waiting for?
Yeah, she looked like her. Yeah. And I was like, enough of this. Somebody die and do it quick.
Oh,
and then that girl and the little girl that has no point being in the movie,
None.
The little blonde girl. And then when Viggo Mortensen is going to kill Ken Foray, she's up in the window going, whack, whack. I was like, you had one job and you did terrible. Just shut up. Your scene's cut. Yeah. The little girl wasn't even you. By the way, if I thought about this too, if they had used the little girl later on in the series and kept it connected, she could have grown up to be somebody that could have maybe hid Leatherface's existence later on and just changed her name or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, we definitely didn't want more sequels to that fucking movie. I got thoughts on that one too. My number 21 is gonna be this is gonna be the first time I'm gonna piss people off tonight. He threw a shoe at me. Okay. Y'all aren't gonna like this, but my number 3 is gonna be Child's Play 3. Or my number 21 is gonna be Child's Play 3.
Oh, dude.
Hate this fucking movie. Think it's a piece of shit. Don't fucking like it. Think it's boring as hell. I thought the first Child's Play, we'll talk about all those, but this was the first one that was like, this is fuck. Now we're not doing anything. It was boring as fuck. We went through this whole goddamn movie. We're going to go a third fucking movie where I got to watch this fucking Andy kid run around being like, my doll's trying to kill me. And nobody fucking believes him. Like, he doesn't have a goddamn past. Like, it wasn't in the fucking
We had that black kid, though. It comes up, that young black kid. That was great.
I like that guy. He was fucking awesome. But like, just like in Friday the 13th, A New Beginning, I love Reggie the Reckless. He saved that film. Him and Demon did. But still, piece of shit fucking film. You scared of spiders? Spiders on strings? But,
yeah, I know. I guess boring. I can see where you're coming from. I guess mine is that movie's got a lot of nostalgic flavor for me.
Just bores the fucking tears out of me. Can't watch it. Can't do it. The opening was cool.
Yeah,
and the fact that the hair cutter guy was the guy from People Under the Stairs.
Oh yeah,
but this movie just bores the shit.
I just like I don't know why I always like the military setting. I don't know why I like that. I just thought it was cool.
It was a good idea. I thought
it was cool. Wasted. Yeah, and then Chucky infiltrates it, and then he's like, I don't know. I thought it was cool, but yeah, I get it. So I'm gonna do this one more, and then I really gotta piss, real fucking bad. My number 20 is gonna be Hellraiser Deader. This is another movie.
Mine too, by the way. Let's just go and throw it out there.
I just think look, Carrie Werner is an all right actress. I mean, she's not bad at all. And the thing about this is it's basically Jared Leto leading a cult out of Arizona that thinks they can cheat death. And then all of a sudden Pinhead shows up at the end. But it's one of those, the reason why it's so low is because, again, Pinhead's not really in it at all. It's about this cult that wants to cheat death, and they somehow bring you back and resurrect you because this cult leader named Jared Leto, I mean, the guy that played him, is able to cheat death. And then that attracts Pinhead, and he's like, this is my domain. Now that ending when Pinhead comes at the very end with his Cenobites and confronts this fucking guy, it was cool as shit. I like to see that. But everything else up to that point, you're talking about boring. It was fucking boring. It was dumb. It was stupid. When she goes on the subway and all these basically like dirty ass butt crack smelling hippies live on a subway and they're all talking about the cult of mentality. And it was just dumb. I was like, yeah, I get it, but at least it's still a Hellraiser movie, but it just got this is not called, this shouldn't be called Deader. It should be called Dumber. Hellraiser Dumber. Like, because it was better than the other ones, but goddamn. And at least Pinhead was in it at least more, and it made more sense. It was in more of the realm of the Pinhead's actual domain. This movie was that Hellworld was. Hellworld is when it went out the door, and Revelations is fucking nobody wants to talk about that turd. But
turd on
bad, man. It was just a bad movie, and it really sucks because I liked Hellseeker, and it came after Hellseeker, and I think Deader was fucking terrible.
Yeah, no, I completely agree with you. And actually, I do want to say something. I fucked up. I did fuck up, by the way. I did have Child's Play above that one. I fucked that. I got those backwards.
Oh, so you're
I was
21.
just looking at my list. Yeah, but still, yeah, same thing, same deal.
So, yeah.
Child's Play 3 was better than that movie to me. But yeah, I'm totally agree with you.
Because of the whole journalist thing and the whole idea that she has to go and track down this fucking cult. I thought it was fine, and then nothing happens. I
like that one thing I like is that it's got Doug Bradley, and then also I love the fact that they switch it up. They tell a different story each time. It feels original, but yeah, the movie's a piece of fucking shit. It's
pretty bad. I'm gonna go pee now, but I'll be back.
Okay. See you soon, manana, stinky fart patootians. Going to some super chitty chats. Will Arnwan, what's up, dude? You beer drinking some bitch. He says, did you guys go back and watch all these before this ranking? Some of those Hellraisers are way worse than Next Generation. Now, I haven't even named Next Generation yet, Will. So I'm going to have to fight some people off with a stick when I get to my ranking of Next Generation because I enjoy that movie because I'm a fucking weirdo, I guess. But yes, went back and watched these. Not every single one. Pretty solid grasp on the Child's Play franchise. I watched 2 again. Just because I wanted to. I had to go back and watch the Hellraiser movies again. A lot of the later ones for sure. And fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I just did a review of the entire franchise. So those are locked in. So yeah, but Jay went back and watched a bunch of the TCM ones that he hadn't seen in a while to answer your question. Dan Heron. I'm looking for my friend, Heroin, Mr. Heroin, Heroin. Do you have that friend for me? Have you guys watched all the Puppet Master movies? Some okay ones in there. Love you guys. Happy Easter. Make sure to watch Critters 2 on Sunday. Love you, Dan. Dan's a sweet son bitch. If y'all ever get the chance to meet him, you will want to make him a bologna sandwich. It's just what you want to do for him because he's a nice man and he's a wonderful kisser. But Dan, I've not seen all the Puppet Master movies. Jay may have. He's more of a Puppet Master guy than I am. I've seen 4. I've probably seen 4 Puppet Master. What is there, like 11 movies? I've seen probably 4 of them. For me, the fun ended after the first one. But every once in a while, it's nice to go back and revisit. That is not a franchise that I could ever sit through from beginning to end. Could not do it. Not in a million years. But just pop a random one in every once in a while when you're feeling kind of naughty. That's a good time. Those movies do have their place in the world for sure. Jerry Ramey. Thank you, my friend. He says, can I get a shout out from Slender Man? I'll get Jay to get you when he gets back, Jerry. Appreciate you, buddy. And I agree. I don't know what's going on in the chat. But Holly Roxy says, come on, guys, no politics in the chat, please. And I would agree with that. I think we got enough of that in the world. I mean, I know I made a Joe Biden joke earlier, but I make way more jokes about everybody else than I do that. So I don't like any politicians, to be honest with you. I just think some are more evil than the others. And at the end of the day, who gives a fuck about goddamn politics? Let's not do that to each other. That's just asking for trouble in the asshole. Ghoulishly 73. Thank you, man. Appreciate that. It says, in my honest opinion, she says, in my honest opinion, the first TCM was the best along with the Child's Play and Child's Play 2. I'll get shit for this, but I could never get into Hellraiser. Hey, I don't think that you should be judged for not being able to get into Hellraiser. I think Hellraiser is a movie that after it's over with, I feel the need to wash my asshole with straight glass just to get the taste of it out of my mouth. My asshole. Whatever. The point I'm trying to make is that Hellraiser's not for everybody, man. Those movies make me feel weird and like I need to go on a cleanse or like find Jesus or something. They make me feel dirty and naughty and like I haven't wiped. So I get why people don't like some of those movies, but they do scare me and I appreciate them for that. Well, at least the good parts of them do. I think I can't tell you what I think about TCM versus Child's Play because that's later in the list, but I do respect that opinion. Absolutely. And thank you for the comment. Gary says, I wish Kevin Bacon and Johnny Depp showed love to their horror movies because they never came back as the characters or go to conventions like other Friday and Nightmare actors. Here's the thing about that, Gary. And no offense to anybody who goes to conventions, but do Kevin Bacon and Johnny Depp need to go to conventions to make money? The answer is no, they do not. They are still working. They still got tons of shit coming out. I'm not saying everybody goes to conventions does it because they need money. I'm just saying these guys are still active, very busy actors. If they did go to conventions, they'd be fucking canceling left and right. You know what I mean? So I think that's why you don't see them at them. And I think, I don't know what their opinions are of their previous horror movies, but I know Johnny Depp has to appreciate Nightmare because that was a huge start in his career, right? And I don't know how Bacon feels about Friday the 13th, but you know, it would be cool to see them come back and do like some commentaries and shit like that, or do some like the special features and all that. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Inky the Alien strikes again. Thank you. Says Mike, I am 100% with you on enjoying Next Generation. I am an avid defender of it, and I don't care what anyone says. It's such a fun watch, dude. I'll talk about it when I get to it, but I got a mouth load of things to say about that. I do. I'm a sick fuck, I guess, but I love it. I love that fucking movie. I can't help it, and I've seen it like 3 times now just to make sure that I actually like it. That Johnny Depp shit is crazy, though, isn't it? Someone took a dump on his pillow, and that man has to go to court. This world is not a fair place. It is not. But you know, sometimes you just gotta fucking, hey, let the Johnny Depp trial be a lesson to us all. If you're in a volatile relationship, just get the fuck out of it. All right. If that can happen to Johnny Depp, if Brad Pitt can get dumped after adopting like 38 fucking kids for a woman, and she still leaves his ass. Brad Pitt, none of us are safe. Ladies, men, animals, you live your lives. You don't base them on relationships alone.
Yeah, fuck those bitches.
Jay?
What?
Yeah. And dudes,
and that goes for guys and girls. You can call guys bitches too. What you talking
damn
about?
Straight.
Lewis?
Fuck them all. People who poop on pillows and stuff.
Did you go through any of your rankings, or did you just save it?
No. We're both on 20.
Yeah, let's just do that.
Hang on. Jerry Ramey, while you were gone, said, "Can I get a shout out from Slender Man?" And while you do that, I'm gonna pee in the toilet, and then you can keep with your ranking, and I'll catch up when I get back.
He just wants just a general one.
Yeah, for Jerry from Slindy.
Okay. Hello, Jerry. How you doing? Me hope you're doing well this evening. You want to shout out? Me don't know how me gonna do that because me don't know where you live. Me can't shout out to you. You know what I'm saying? Me voice won't carry that far. But me will go ahead and say to you, me hope you're doing well in Nave, Jerry. Jerry, Barry. It rhymes with Barry. You know that, right? Well, oh my God, it do. In the world, Jerry, me hope everything go well for you and that you have a wonderful day tomorrow. You may have a bad day today. Not tomorrow. No, says I. You gonna have a great day. That's what you gonna have. And me hope so. So you keep on trucking, Jerry. Everything gonna be all right. Thank you so much. I'm sorry, Jerry. It's really hard to figure out what to say when just shout out, but I appreciate it. Thank you. Tomo Agato says Will Smith is going down a mental spiral. Yes, he is. I will agree. I was thinking about that a few days after we made that video about Will Smith and Jada Pinkett. I tend to agree with I don't know if it was Jim Carrey or somebody else that said, you can kind of feel bad for the guy because obviously he's dealing with a lot of mental problems. Like his wife has abused the shit out of him, at least mentally. Jada Pinkett Smith is the hoest of hoes. She's the capital W in the whore specific. What I'm talking about, the capital H. But yeah, I hope what he needs to do. If I were Will Smith, what I would do, he needs to divorce her, go move his own way, and heal. That's what he needs to do. But whether or not he does it, that's anyone's guess. But Jason says, I think Jason, he be dead, says, I think Smith could benefit from a career hiatus. I think he's going to do that. I think ultimately that's what's going to happen. I don't think he should rush back out in the spotlight. I think he needs to go, somewhere and just kind of chill out for a little while and reevaluate his fucking life and what his goals are in life, because it's not working for him. I mean, the fact that Jada Pinkett Smith literally, there's other, videos that are surfacing saying, don't let, your husband stop you from finding the love of your life. What the fuck are you talking about? Okay. Are you married to a Mormon? You're allowed to have multiple husbands? What do you mean? That's supposed to be for life. Like, that's supposed to be your husband. I mean, I don't know. And then the fact that she said, just she didn't want to get married to Will Smith. She never had any desire to marry him. Treats him like a child, used him for clout. I don't know. Miguel says, keep Jada's name out your fucking mouth. Well, she needs to keep dicks out of hers. That's what I think. But yeah, I get what you're saying. Fruit Loops, right? He's a simp. He's absolutely a simp. 100%. Like, definition of a simp, of a cuck. And that's saying something. Like, he literally brought that to light. Ken 13 says no wonder Jada got stabbed 7 times in Scream 2. I think Will wanted to do that. Kenneth DeLapp, dude, that's actually a really good idea. Maybe that Will Smith needs to write, direct, and star in Hancock too, and just based off his life. That actually could work very much. Like a very, like the way he played Hancock anyway, very drunk, didn't care about anything, kind of disillusioned with the whole world, and play it like that. Yeah. Holly says, I feel so bad for him for real. I do. I mean, and it's not one of those, and again, I didn't really, obviously what he did to Chris Rock was, a bitch move and a piece of shit. And, he lost control and he was an idiot. And I don't dismiss what he did at all. And he definitely needs to pay the consequences for that. But you can definitely tell that he's fucked up. Like there's something really wrong with that guy. Cause I mean, it's not the Will Smith that I know anyway. Like I just don't, and thinking about a guy that's been going through what he's been going through and basically being made fun of by his so-called, bald-headed bitch on national TV for years, it just all caught up with him. And he was like, fuck it. I'm mad and I'm going to take it out on somebody. But yeah. Megalomaniac says, I'm sorry, but I want to beat the shit out of Jada. Yes. I know. She's not a good lady. She's definitely a goddamn witch in disguise. There's no doubts about it. They call me Stan. Say, Jay, where'd you get that Captain America shield? I think I got it from it was Marvel. I think it was Marvel Legends, that line. I think that's where I got the Ant-Man helmet too. But yeah, that's where I got it. Adrian Ramirez says Jada isn't a good actress. The last I checked, she voiced an Ant-Man hippo named Gloria. Yeah, I know. Well, it's weird. If you look at Will Smith, like specifically Will Smith himself, right? Will Smith is a high caliber actor, right? He's a high caliber actor. He can have any woman he wants. He can have any woman play ping pong with his balls. And he chooses a hoe like Jada Pinkett Smith because I swear to God, I think it's like this. I think it's a competition, a competitive thing in him. He wants her to love him and accept him, but she never will accept or love him. So it feels like it's a defeat if he doesn't get her to do those things. But brother, sometimes you got to be like, that bitch is not worth the juice or the squeeze. And I think that's his problem. I think that he just like, again, he's been humiliated for years. He's been made to look like an asshole for years. And then, a simp, a cuck, whatever. And then finally it just blew up at the award show. It just blew up. And he was like, he took it out on poor Chris Rock. And he never had the balls to face the fucking music. Hey man, your girls don't love you. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try. And that's a lot of guys, by the way. It's not just him, but it's a lot of guys. He has to be in the public eye. There's a lot of guys that it's called denial, man. You're trying your best to to justify your relationship status. And the fact is that bitch don't want you. She's a dirty ass hoe that loved Tupac, but Tupac said, fuck that bitch. Like, that's what it was. I mean, there was a guy that came out and said Tupac never wanted her. Like, I saw this interview, the guy that he was like, Tupac never wanted that ass. Like, he was like, he never wanted to touch it. But, I don't know. But I hope he gets help, man. I really do. And he is paying for what he's done, and he's fucked his career up. And by the way, if there was ever any proof whatsoever that you needed that Jada didn't give a shit about her husband, was the fact that she never once came out and fucking defended him. Not one fucking time.
Yeah, you know what's funny about that whole thing? Somebody hit the nail on the head with that. They were like, she sat there on his night, after her making him come on her fucking show. On her show, she used her cheating on her husband to get ratings on her shitty fucking TV show. Yeah. Made his ass come on there and cry in front of everybody that his wife was sleeping with another dude.
Yeah, and they called it entanglement. Yeah.
Yeah, and then after all that, on his night, he's going to win a fucking Oscar. He's come back from all of it. And what does she do? She let him get on that fucking stage and shit on his own career and smiled about it. That is not a good partner.
That's what somebody says. If she was actually a loving wife, which she's fucking not, she's all about that cock in her mouth. That's not her husband's. But if she was actually a loving wife, she would have said, hey, what are you doing? Calm down. What the fuck are you doing? Don't do that. Like, are you stupid? You're going to ruin your career. Instead of doing that, she was like, and you see her laughing when he slaps. It's like, I got what I want. She's like fucking Cruella DeVille, like sitting over there with her bold ass
She's
head.
The worst. I've never.
By the way, anyway, I don't care. I hope to God, and I think what's best for Will Smith, if he divorces that hoe and moves on with his life. And he's like, you know what? I made a terrible mistake because I was influenced by a terrible hoe. And it took me a long time to realize that. But when I finally snapped at the Oscars, I finally got my head together and said, fuck, this bitch is ruining my life.
Don't save her. She don't want to be
And
saved.
yeah, I mean, it's just it's so obvious that that she's the puppet master. He's not. He's just a puppet, dude. It was so sad. If you look back, he laughed at the fucking joke. He was laughing, and then when he saw that bitch wasn't laughing, he was like, "I gotta earn her love somehow. I don't go up there and be a man."
I don't feel too bad for him though, because he went up there and picked on a smaller man to make himself look big.
No,
so
he
he's
did.
an asshole.
I'm not dismissing what he did. He's a piece of shit for what he did, and no doubt. And he's a guy who can't take a joke. But you're dealing with shit. You're fucking. There's something broken in your fucking head. Your spirit is fucking sucked dry.
Yeah,
like she has sucked your spirit dry. Dude.
Best thing for his career would be to come out and be like, "Hey, this made me finally realize that I'm in a relationship and I'm out." Yeah. But okay, all right. Let me see. Hang on, let's catch up to where we were here. I don't know what happened.
Oh, I didn't put any of my rankings in.
Okay. So then you are next. Then let me see. Let's see where we're at on here. We'll catch up with the chat right quick. Real quick, Ghoulishly 73, thank you. Said, what did you all think about the new TCM and how they tried to give it the Halloween 2018 treatment? They fucked up when they tried to do the Halloween 2018 thing by bringing her back.
That was stupid. Yeah,
that was bad. But I like the fucking movie.
I really did. I thought the TCM remake that they just recently came out was pretty damn good. I got to be honest with you. And I know a lot of people hated it, but I thought it was pretty well done. Except for that whole obvious ripoff of 2018.
Yeah. Also, Ghoulishly says, can I get a goddamn you, Michael?
Yes, you can. Goddamn you, Michael! Get out of my face now.
Goddamn you, Jada.
No, that's what he should have said after he slapped Chris Rock. He should have walked back. He was like, "Goddamn you, Jada!
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth."
So what? You look like a bald bird. You look like a bald eagle. Is that my fault? It's alopecia. You're not dying of cancer. Shut up.
He could say that because we're both balding.
I mean, I have a receding hairline. You think I'm gonna fucking get mad about it? People call it all the time. They're like, Jay, if Jay's hair gets any further back, he could play Count Dracula. I can do it right now, bitch. I can wet my hair and put it in a widow's peak, and I can be the next Count Dracula.
All right, what is your what's your number 19?
My number 19 is Hellraiser Judgment. So I think we're getting into some pretty good ones. Again, this is within the top 20. Hellraiser Judgment, I think they did a pretty good job of, they came off such a goddamn shitty vomit of a movie like Hellraiser Revelations. They had, I didn't have any expectations whatsoever when I watched this movie, but they actually did a pretty good job of getting it back to the foundations of what Hellraiser was all about. I think they did it, and they also introduced it to the 21st century and how they could actually influence people because the box thing didn't work anymore, and now it was all social media and how they could actually do that. I think they did a really good job of how they moved the plot of that movie. And the guy that they got to play Pinhead, way heads and tails above the guy that was in Revelations. And also they took time and effort in to make his costume. It looked actually really good. The guy that was his assistant did really good, which I think he was the director of the movie, wasn't he? The guy that played the assistant.
Well, I don't know if that. I know that I think it was Gary Tunnicliffe who did a bunch of special effects over the course of the years.
He did great. I really did think, but what I liked the best, I felt like it got back to what Hellraiser was about, and I appreciated it. I did. I don't think it was the ending was kind of stupid, but I liked it. I did like the whole confrontation with the angel thing. I thought that was cool.
They did what they could on a really low fucking budget, That being said, my number 19 is I'm back to pissing people off again, and I'm sorry if you guys feel this way, but it's Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2.
Actually, that doesn't piss me off, dude. I was struggling with that one. Dude, I was struggling.
The first time I watched it, I liked it, and then I don't know what kind of crack I was smoking, but I watched it again, and first off, there's just so much fucking annoying shit in that movie. That movie's hard as shit to sit through. What does it do? Top heavy. I mean, Dennis Hopper's fucking amazing. Dennis Hopper, when he goes in to buy the chainsaw and he's doing that awesome fucking scene, Dennis Hopper ruled. And then they wasted him in the second half of the movie. They just had him doing B-roll shots, cutting shit for fucking an hour. The fucking the family's living in the goddamn Ninja Turtle sewer. Like, how the fuck did they afford that?
It's roomy.
that old stupid ass thing. And then I hate Chop Top. I think Chop Top's one of the most annoying characters in history.
You're gonna get a lot of hate for that.
I know people love him. He's like, we're gonna fucking I fucking can't stand it, dude. Like, shut the fuck up.
That sounds like Amber Heard when she took a dump in Johnny's bed.
He's so fucking nasty and annoying. Yeah. So TCM2 is one of the most annoying horror movies of all time for me. I get it probably doesn't deserve to be that low on the list, but it just annoys the piss out of me. So for me, for your daughter's sake, it's number 19.
Yeah, dude, I can't disagree. I mean, I struggle with TCM2. I have it on my list further up, but dude, I know that TCM2 is beloved. It really is beloved. There's a lot of people that love that movie, but I think the main thing I took away from that movie is that it didn't even really follow the first one. It just felt like it came out of nowhere. Like it felt like it could be a single movie by itself that didn't even really. You don't even have to call it Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You could call it whatever you wanted, and it would be. I mean, I'd be fine with that. It's kind of like the Rob Zombie Halloween 2, in my opinion. It doesn't really feel like it connects to the universe at all, and
because Toby Hooper was mad because he didn't think people understood how funny the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was. So he's
I will. They introduced the black comedy elements to it, and there was gory shit in it. But at the same time, I was like, I don't know. It's almost Rob Zombie-ish before Rob Zombie.
Yeah, you're right. That's kind of shit on some of the stuff that was going on there for sure.
Yeah,
but
okay. So my number 18 will be Cult of Chucky.
Oh,
yeah. Look, and I gotta be honest with you. I liked Cult of Chucky. I thought Cult of Chucky was pretty well done. Curse of Chucky, I think, was way superior, but Cult of Chucky was all right, and they continued in that vein. I thought it was cool to see Andy Barclay like torturing Chucky's head at the very beginning. That was pretty neat. And the whole thing with when Nika is in the mental asylum and she's trying to convince people that Chucky's real. I think that was cool. I think what happened, and good, Brad Dourif is a goddamn gift to humanity. Brad Dourif is such a great actor, so underrated. I think that Brad Dourif might be the most underrated actor, period. I really do. If you look at Brad Dourif's performances in something like Lord of the Rings when he was Wormtongue, he was amazing in that. Brad Dourif was amazing in Sheriff Brackett, which is probably my favorite. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I might even pick it over Child's Play.
Shout out Exorcist 3. He was badass in that.
He was really good in Child's. He was fucking amazing in that too. But I loved him as Sheriff Brackett, dude. Like he had the perfect balance of like badassery with like sensitivity, and I feel like he played that off really well. But as far as Cult of Chucky, I think that really where I started going downhill with it was when Chucky possesses Nika and the whole thing, and the gender fertility thing, and the tie-in, and they drive off into the night. I thought it was very too much like Thelma and Louise. I fucking thought that was stupid. I just wanted to go back to what we originally wanted. I don't know, because I think they started out really good with Curse, and then when you go to Cult, it was just like, all right, man, like you already turned over your fig leaf.
Jimmy's getting crazy with the stick.
Yeah,
getting a little nuts in there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay. My number 18 is going to be. I have to look to see what it is actually because I don't know.
You have yours on your computer?
Yeah.
My shit's all like old school, dude. Look, I have it all like I feel like Vicky Vale. This is where I keep all the interview questions and everything, dude. And look, on the front of my cover, it says Wham 2012 to present. Like I didn't even know what I'm doing it for, but yeah.
I got a few notebooks. Leatherface TCM3, you already mentioned earlier. It's my number 18. The reason I put it above these is because I do think that while this movie is a hot piece of shit, it's so dark you can't tell what's going on. They made it for a fucking can of Bud Light that was half empty and a cigarette butt. Yeah.
It did feel like a Travis Tritt concert.
Yeah, but I thought the family in this was less annoying than they had been in others. The Viggo Mortensen and the family, I thought did a good job. My favorite part of this movie though is fucking Leatherface has a goddamn speak and spell toy.
Yeah, that was funny. And he has the headphones on.
Yeah, it's like food. He's like, God damn it.
I did like when he tried to put the headphones on that guy. He was like, I don't want that. Or the girl when he tried, and she's like, that's not even my song. He's like, ah!
And they do some crazy shit too. They're like, by the way, this little girl's Leatherface. He loves the ladies. And like they threw some cool shit into the lore or whatever. Like they didn't have money to do any good effect scenes. That chainsaw was fucking badass though. That giant silver chainsaw that they used was fucking cool.
But that was where. But that's when they said Family of Saul, I was like, and they chromed it. I'm like, all right, man, this is before fucking Grand Theft Auto. We don't need to chrome everything.
Yeah, and they had that terrible wreck that, like, you don't even know the movie's so badly edited. It took you 25 minutes to understand what happens when they get in the wreck. All of a sudden, it just goes, and like all of a sudden they're crashed, and everybody's like, "What the fuck happened?" Vigo popped out, and then the fucking thing started, and then all of a sudden, goddamn, Ken Foray saved that movie.
I love Ken Foray. Yeah, I think it was great.
that action scene where he fights Vigo, I think it was Vigo that he fought, when he gets in the fist fight and like everything's like the fire is there and all that, that was actually cool. I was like, this kind of feels like a shitty old school like Steven Seagal movie for a second, and I actually kind of had fun with it. Whereas TCM2 annoyed the fuck out of me the entire time. This was bad, but I still kind of had a good time, so that's why it beats it for me.
You know what's funny is like Ken Foray as Joe Grizzly has fought Michael Myers and Leatherface in this. Like he's fought both.
Yeah, he's a fucking badass, man. And we smoked a cigarette with him once.
Yeah, so we do. And then we asked him for an interview. He's like, I'll blurb you. I'm like, what the fuck is a blurb?
I'll blurb you guys.
I was like, what the fuck is a blurb?
He said, fuck y'all.
As soon as we mentioned an interview, he was like, I gotta go. Yeah. This ain't even my cigarette. But no, you know what's funny is I thought it was funny. Remember, by the way, you could tell when you watch the movie that Viggo Mortensen does not belong, because Viggo Mortensen is really good. And you can tell that the acting chops are already there. So even when he's acting and he's being this, he called me Tex. I'm like, this guy has such charm and charisma about him when he was on screen. You're like, that guy's gonna go somewhere. Like that guy does not. But it was still cool to see him in the movie. But when that dude from The Best of the Best runs out, he's like, Judgment that's coming, bitch face. I thought that shit was funny as fuck.
Every time I see Viggo Mortensen, I just think his little dinghy swinging around when he's fighting in that Eastern Promises movie. You ever see that movie?
Great. Oh, dude, that was fucking great. I thought History of Violence.
Oh yeah, no, that's a great movie. But in Eastern Promises, I think that's the name of it. He gets in a fight in a Turkish fucking bathhouse with a bunch of, and dude, he's butt ass fucking naked, and his dick is literally sweet. He's like roundhousing people, and his dinghy's fucking flying around.
Is it small or is it big? Let me know.
He gets on a dude's fucking face and is like choking him, and he's like going fucking his.
Oh no, I've seen that movie. Yeah,
his spread butt cheeks are like on the dude's chest.
I've seen that movie. Can you imagine telling the guy that you have to be the bottom? And they're like, all right, so Viggo Mortensen's going to come out and he's going to be butt naked and you're going to feel his crack on your stomach, on your navel, and he's going to beat the shit out of you. I was like, do I have to have?
I'm a hardcore actor.
Do I have to have his butt crack on my navel? I was like, yes.
Hey, I don't break characters to the DVD commentary.
I suck dick. Kill the DVD commentary.
I'll suck that man's dick.
I ain't gay.
All right, what's your number 17?
So my number 17, and I think that I know that the chat has mentioned it. It's in they didn't like it, but it's going to be Child's Play 2019. It's going to be the reboot.
I'm shocked that's so low on your list because I know you.
Well, I went back and watched some of the other movies and really enjoyed them, but Child's Play the reboot was actually really well done. I think it was effectively done. I didn't like how they fucked Don Mancini, or the whole I don't like how the movie was made. I think that the politicking was definitely a shady deal, but I still think that Mark Hamill did a really good job with voicing Chucky, and it was iconic as fuck. I mean, how are you gonna have someone step in and do that voice other than Brad Dourif? And I think that Mark Hamill did it well. The only thing is that sometimes when Mark Hamill would do the voice and he started laughing, I was like, that's Joker, man. You fucking asshole. I know. But but the weird thing is that the kid actor in it, the little kid, was great. I thought he was fucking phenomenal. The little kid that they used as basically Andy. I don't remember his name in the movie.
He was good.
And then Aubrey Plaza was really, I thought she was great. I loved Aubrey Plaza.
You just want to fuck her, Jay.
I do. But I mean, who doesn't? I mean, she's a nice girl. But yeah, you don't have to cover your mouth. They know. Anyway, I think that I also think that yes, he does. He looked like Caitlyn Jenner with Botox, Chucky. Yes, he does. It was a lot. It was stretched skin. He looked like Caitlyn Jenner mixed with like fucking Mickey Rourke. Like, it was a very bad design, but I actually felt emotion when I watched this movie. I felt fucking sad and bad because Chucky actually did just want to be his friend and was like, I feel it was bad parenting on that kid's part. You showed him Texas Chainsaw Massacre Part 2 in the movie, and then he learned all these bad lessons, and that's why he became a homicidal, violent asshole. And that was your fault, bitch. You should have taken responsibility. But I also think that they showed the more menacing side to Chucky, and I gotta be honest, I did not think it was going to be good at all when we saw the trailer for it. But me
either.
I thought I got teary-eyed at the end of that movie. I got fucking teary-eyed when he stabs him, because he just like, I'm your friend.
You kind of felt fucking bad.
Yeah, and that kid did a really good job of conveying the emotions, because he was crying. He's like, let's go play Chucky. Yeah. I was like, fuck, dude, you're doing good. I didn't think you were going to do that. It's good. I'm
with you, dude. My number 17, though, is going to be Bride of Chucky. That's movie. Look, I
That's
like
actually
it.
that's actually lower on your list than I thought, because I thought you liked Bride of Chucky a lot.
Oh, me? Oh, I've always fucking hated this movie,
Oh, I
dude.
thought you liked it.
No, like the first like 32 and a half minutes of it are like pretty good.
Oh.
Like first off, Jennifer Tilly, amazing.
Titties. Yeah.
Yeah, in this movie. And we've had this conversation before between her and Katherine Heigl.
We're not going to get into that again.
That was the sore issue among our personal households.
Mm-hmm.
But listen to me, Jennifer Tilly in that movie was one of the most attractive human beings that's ever graced the TV screen. Okay,
You need to watch
the hot
Bound.
goth stuff was great. But now here's the thing about that movie, though. It turned into a flaming hot Cheeto of dong doo-doo. Like about halfway through, once we get going, once it jumps the fucking shark, I found it not funny. I found it just dumb and derivative and boring as fuck. And like, you're really just like, they were really like begging to stay funny and relevant and be edgy and cool because they didn't have anything to do with the story. First half, the story was cool. Second half, just a dumb fucking movie. Like, if you're gonna make a dumb movie, make a scary movie, make it actually funny. This was just corny to me. I fucking hated the second half of Bride of
I
Chucky.
agree. It felt like Freddy 6. When they were just like, yeah, fuck it. We'll just go with his dirty mouth and we'll just go with like the joke and we'll just have fun with it. That's what they did. Which, I mean, I know, like, dude, I actually, when we did the rankings for the last rankings and we did, we had Freddy 6 lower on the list. Cody was like, "Oh, I really liked Freddy 6." Like a lot of people did. No, because because they were like, they just embraced the MTV side of him, and I think this is the same way. Bride of Chucky just embraced the, like, he's a foul mouth like killer, and we'll just have a good time with it. Fuck it, and we'll throw Jennifer Tilly in there with her boobs all pushed out, and it'll be a good time.
Ready, set, hike said, "I want to fuck Jennifer Tilly's voice."
She does have a very a very sultry voice. Yeah,
I want to fuck her voice box.
Yeah. Don't forget to hit that hat button or whatever.
Yeah, make sure you guys click the like button, by the way. That helps a lot. It just takes a second.
And by the way, and again, like last time, comment below with your own list because the interaction helps.
Yes.
So my number 16 is going to be well, we've already talked about it, so I'm not going to delve too deep into this. TCM 2, Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2.
Oh, pretty low for you as well.
Well, I respect the movie for what it tried to do. It tried to be something different. It tried to go in the black comedies area, and it was gory. Yes, it definitely had all the gore facts, and it was cool. But I personally, I just felt like, well, if you made such a great hit with Texas Chainsaw Massacre 1, why wouldn't you do a direct sequel and kind of tie it in with that instead of doing this weird, like, out there offshoot kind of movie? Like, I mean, this movie would be funny and cool if it was an offshoot. Like, I could even see this movie being animated and like having an offshoot fucking movie, and that had nothing to do with the Texas Chainsaw Massacre universe and just being its own thing. I just feel like the movie itself, I understand why people love it. It has some funny parts in it, definitely. And Chop Top, I like Chop Top. I think he's fine, but I feel like Chop Top doesn't belong in the TCM universe.
Yeah,
that's the thing.
Yeah,
because even if you look at Rob Zombie's 31. That guy that plays the crazy psycho guy at the very beginning of the movie, I think that guy would be a great Joker. You know, but I also don't feel like he should have been in like Rob Zombie's Halloween either. I just, you know, I don't, there's certain characters that just don't belong in certain franchises. And like in the way that you write them, I don't think that Chop Top belonged in, I really just don't see him in TCM. I know he could be, but he's too fire by the hip kind of guy. I don't know.
Yeah. I'd like to not see him in any movie ever. That's what I would.
But at the end of the day, TCM, I understand why people love it, but I can't get behind it. And to be honest with you, I've watched it 3 times, and each time the first time I watched it, I'm like, what the fuck? The second time I watched it, it's like, okay. And the third time I watched it, I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Because I got a little bit better understanding the second time. The third time I was still like, what the fuck? Because I just watched the original TCM, and then it goes to this, and I'm like, what the shit is going on?
Amstel's like, you guys shit on Chop Top. Look, I know, like, I don't get it. Like, I just like,
I didn't shit on nothing.
Well, color me fucking not with the times, but I see people all the time like, oh my god, Chop Top's the greatest, and I'm like, I watch this and I go, that guy annoys the fucking piss out of me. If I saw that guy in a Goodwill, I'd want to fucking kick him in the asshole. That guy what I don't get. I have no idea why people like it. It's annoying to me. Every time he speaks, I want to stab myself to fucking death with. I
think that TCM 2 it's got a huge cult following.
Yeah,
you know, it's one of those movies that gained fans as years went by, but it is what it is.
I'd rather fuck my own butthole with a carrot than ever listen.
I'd love to see that. You should film it and put it on
I
the
will.
internet.
Maybe we'll make a little bit extra.
We need a little extra. Yeah.
For sure. But no, and Blu-ray, you're right, by the way. Bride of Chucky, badass soundtrack. Got to give it credit for that.
Yeah,
Great fucking soundtrack.
Yeah, really good soundtrack.
All I can think about right now is Carrots. But no, I'm going to go with on my next one. It's going to be number 16, Hellraiser Strikes Again. Hellraiser Bloodline at number 16. Now, this movie, I like some things about it. I like that it's fucking wild enough. Hey, this is Pinhead in space that we're dealing with.
It's pretty cool, yeah.
This is maybe the most seriously taken slasher in space movie in history. I think that's probably fair.
I think they were trying. They were really trying. Yeah.
Like they weren't being done with this. They were like, we're gonna put Pinhead in space and we're gonna make that shit fucking make sense, cunt wagon. They were like, we're gonna alien this shit. We're gonna 23 skidoo alien this shit. Pinhead's in space. The guy's a future fucking toy maker, and he's on a spaceship. But he's like, I'm 20 yards away, so Pinhead can't hurt me with my little machine. Yeah, I thought it was a really ballsy and really inventive storyline to do the 3-generation jump with the storytelling, and that scene where Adam Scott, is it Adam Scott? Is that his name?
Adam Scott, yeah.
And the dude take that girl and they remove all of her
they
innards.
Put the demon in her. Yeah,
she's crazy. Hanging there, just a bag of fucking skin, and then
it looks like a Saturday night, a Saturday night, like last week.
Yeah, they put a demon in here, and they're like, no, once you bring a demon, you control the demon unless you get in hell's way. I'm like, that shit's fucking fascinating.
It was cool, man.
That was awesome. But then the dude who played the toy maker, all three generations of the toy maker, he's fucking sucked. I thought he was annoying, and he was kind of like just
you know what he looked like, dude? He looked like a young Mark Hamill.
Kinda.
He kind of looked like Luke Skywalker.
He looked like one of the mellow balls to me, like one of the Ball brothers. I don't know.
I will only comment on this because Bloodline is not far away from where you have it. So I'm gonna only comment on what I'm gonna say is that I liked it because it didn't show Pinhead being human, which I thought was fucking stupid when they did that shit. Yeah. I didn't like that. It just shows the mythos of the box and how it got made, and I thought that was kind of cool. And the black magic. The main thing I hated about it, and one of the main things I always think held it back, well, because that twin, remember the twin guards, and he was like, "I hear your fears. Please don't separate me from my brother. Believe me."
Oh, and then he like,
and then he squishes their face together. I'm like, whoa, wait, get it, man. Yeah. And then even when he was talking to Angelique, and he was like, hell has become a lot more ordered.
There's cool shit in that movie.
Yeah, I hate it. They fucking killed him.
Yeah.
And even when he was like, I am eternal. And then he was like, that guy was like, hey, welcome to Oblivion. He's like, amen.
Amen.
But there was one scene where
I want to die that way, by the way. Could you just blow me up and just let me just
I was gonna say amen. Well, there was one scene where he was like, he goes, the Garden of Eden, a garden of flesh. And like I was like, good. There was really good moments in that, but I feel like ultimately what really ruined that was the fact that yes, I know it's set in the future, so there's a lot of time in between, but I was like, you just told us when he fucking dies. You just told us that he dies. And I know that, I know people are like, well, dude, it's in the future. It doesn't matter. I was like, I don't want to think that. I think it's cool to understand, or that's what's terrifying about him is that he is eternal. Like he's part of that box. You can't destroy him. And, I don't know. But,
hey, Dimension fucked that movie, though. Dimension fucked that movie. They had this big, serious fucking idea for this movie. And Dimension and the Weinsteins came up and said, no, we're going to fuck with this. We're going to fuck with this. Yeah. The movie got edited to such shit that the director took his name off, and they had to put directed by Alan Smithy on it because who's not even a real fucking person. And they actually brought Halloween 6's Joe Chappelle, the guy who fucking torched Halloween 6, to come on and fix this. He was the better option of the two in their eyes. So they fucked the movie. Really, but I actually think it was a cool story.
I think the plot, the premise of it was amazing. I think they could have done something really, really cool with it. And the fact that it's scary as shit, the fact that Pinhead is literally in outer space with you. Yeah, like that's fucking scary. But at the same time, I think it was one of those movies they were like, hey, you know what? Let's make as much money off of it as we can, and we'll just put out some bullshit into the cinema, and there we go. It really is sad though, because it was Doug Bradley's last time on the big screen, and they kind of fucked it. But I agree. So my number 15, again, we're trying to go through these. Quick. Yeah, we're trying to get through these. Bride of Chucky, we talked about that. Bride of Chucky is my number 15. I appreciate and I do honor that they try to do something different with Chucky. They try to do a little bit ham-fisted attempts at humor. at the same time, I'm with Mike. After 30 or 35 minutes, that you're like, all right, can we get to some good shit? And then it just kept going and going and going. I was like, listen, if I want to see a dysfunctional marriage, I'll talk to my dad. But unfortunately, that's not, So I felt like the jokes went too long, and sometimes it was just like, yeah, I know that you guys are capitalizing on the one-liners, and you're just embracing Chucky as Chucky that people know him, but I feel like it was too much. And again, but the main thing I have it so high, I think the Bride of Chucky had one of the best soundtracks. It really did. And it came out, what did it come out? 1998. So it was right around that time of like Disturbing Behavior, The Faculty, and those movies were kind of moving in that direction anyway. So it was just kind of like cashing in on those types of movies. But that soundtrack was fucking great.
It really fucking was, dude. like as much shit as I give that movie, I'm trying to make this so we can fit them all in. So the letters will be smaller here. Sorry. Goddamn Microsoft.
What if someone like got like Coke bottle glasses? Like, I can't see that shit.
All right, so that was your 15 was Bride of Chucky, right?
Yeah.
So my 15 2.0. The special kind, yes. I need to try it first. It's going to be Hellraiser Judgment. You mentioned this one earlier. It's way later on my list because I respect what the fuck they did here, man. I respect the fact that they had $8 and a bottle of Coca-Cola to make a fucking movie, and they went in there, and after all the disappointments of the Hellraiser sequels, the people who had been behind the scenes working on these fucking movies and not getting any credit for them were given the keys to direct the movie. And I thought that they took a low budget and they did some amazing, disturbing shit with it. And was it perfect? No. Was Pinhead in it enough? God, no. But the guy who replaced Pinhead,
he did great.
Did a great job. And I think Hellraiser Judgment is to me, it's a fan film with a little bit more of the budget, and I think they pulled off something pretty disturbing and fucked up, and they should be proud of themselves.
I love the fact that too is remember when that guy his wife was cheating on him with his brother, and then he was like, "You should bow your heads to the filth that your brother has done." Remember, because the guy, the detective was the serial killer. He's like, "You should bow your heads to the filth that your brother has done," because they were like, he's like, I think that he captured Doug Bradley's spirit, like adultery to him. He was like, "It's so below my notice, but you both will be suffering in hell." I thought it was so fucking cool, dude, because he was like impressed with the evil that guy had done as a serial killer, that he was like, "You should bow your heads in like admiration of the evil." I don't know. I just felt like they really captured the spirit of what Hellraiser was.
They did. They had some fucking moments in there, man. For sure.
So number 14 for me is going to be Bloodline. We've already talked about it, so it's not far off what Mike put it at. Again, it's one of those movies that it was the last time that Doug Bradley was Pinhead, and it was a theatrical release. I enjoyed it for some of the backstory. I thought was cool how they talked about how LeMerchant came up with the box, and then how that all came about. And it was cool to introduce the Old Order, which was Angelique, the Demoness, and how more chaotic hell was back in those days. And then the Cenobites come. I thought the interactions between Angelique and Pinhead were cool. And I loved, and again, every time Doug Bradley is on scene, he eats up the scenery. Like he's like what you're focused on. He does such a good job. You're just focused on everything he's saying. And then when they say, "Don't maybe put some pain on you," it's like, how dare you use that word? I am pain. I was like, God damn, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. And then when he says, "I am pain," and then the smoke is coming through his lips, God damn, they do a good job with it. But other than that, so those are the good parts, but the bad parts, the actor that did LeMerchant was not that great. And then two, the whole ending, just I thought it was fucking stupid. I mean, you killed off your main character, and I know it was supposed to be the final chapter, but it's like, come on, man. I don't know. I just don't think he should die like that. I think that's dumb.
I agree with you. Yeah, it was like, hey, we made a big fucking configuration in the sky. We made a big fucking box.
It's full of light. It's full of light, demon. It's full of light, demon.
The box, you gotta fucking go, dude.
It's full of light, demon.
Hey, I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna cheat a little bit because these two they're kind of a pair. All right. So I'll knock out two back to back really quick, just to make it a little bit quicker, a little bit easier. My number 14 is going to be Curse of Chucky.
Yeah.
My number 13, Jay, is going to be Cult of Chucky. Now, the reason I did these is because these movies do tie in. They tie in together. You get them confused a little bit.
That's true.
You
do.
Curse of Chucky was a new era for Chucky. So, he comes out and then, the introduction of Fiona Dorff, who is beautiful and talented. And
she looks just like her dad, too.
Yeah, that was awesome that they brought her in there. I thought she did a killer job. I like the new idea, the new kind of look. They decided after seeing Chucky, hey, let's take Chucky serious. Let's try to make it scary again. And I thought they did an admirable effort for like a pretty much straight to VOD film. I think it was.
It was the first time. It was the first time it ever. Curse of Chucky was the first ever Chucky movie that went straight to VOD.
Yeah, and I think they did it. They tried to take it serious, and they said, "Hey, we're going to pull this out of the Seed of Chucky realm, and we're going to try to give it some new life." And I admire them for it. I think they did a decent job. Yeah. Movie's a little bit boring, a little bit too low budget, but at times you get some of the good Chucky stuff. Cult of Chucky is a little bit above it for me. Kind of the same movie, right? But Cult of Chucky said, "Hey, let's mix these two worlds together." Hey, we don't have this crazy budget to work with. It's not going to be in theaters. Let's get fucking crazy with the stick. Let's have some wild lesbian action. Let's have some weird stuff. Let's bring Jennifer Tilly back. Let's put it in a mental hospital, which horror movies always do well in mental hospitals. And Chucky was a little bit more comfortable in his new skin.
I just didn't like I hated the whole Chucky possessing Nika. I just thought that was dumb.
I just thought at that point, like, let's get crazy. Like, this isn't going to work if we try to beat.
But they were trying to do something different. Yeah. So I was cool. No, yeah. Do you want me to do my next two?
Yeah.
Okay, so my number 13 and 12. So my number 13 is going to be the actual, and again, this is going to get like super hate, and I get it. The TCM remake 2022. The new one on the new one. Look, guys, and I know that people are going to be like, "What the fuck did he smoke? Did April slip him some bullshit?" I knew it. No, I like the movie, dude. I thought they did a really, really good job with the TCM remake that was released on Netflix. I think that they captured the spirit of Texas. Other than the Halloween 2018 garbage that they tried to rip off, I think the characters were likable. And they fucking do an old switcheroo on you. You think it's going to be all woke and shit, and they don't do that. They actually they drive off the lane, and they're like, you know what, we're going to make fun of the woke culture. We're going to make fun of the Twitter shit. And even that guy was like, make one move, you're canceled. And then Leatherface goes fucking nuts on him on the bus. Some great death scenes, some really likable characters, and again, even the justification for the girl that doesn't like guns. You understand why she doesn't like the guns, but she's not like so like, I hate guns. Fuck that. Like, she's not like, super all the way, I hate guns and they should be banned. She's like, I'll learn how to use it if I got to. And that's more my sister being an overprotective bitch. I think it was really, I watched that movie twice. I watched it the day of release and I watched it the next fucking day. And I've never done that before, especially with a TCM movie. I've never done that except for the remake.
It's watchable as fuck, right?
It's so good. I had so much fun watching it. And I thought it was really, really well done. I mean, if you look at everything else that had come out before that, I mean, in the last like 8 years anyway with TCM, that was the best of the best as far as the last 8 years of a TCM movie. Yeah. It really got back to basics and it was really well done. So yeah. Except for the girl that they tried to bring back from the first movie, it was fucking terrible. The whole Jamie Lee Curtis obvious ripoff.
That was bad.
Even Leatherface was like, I don't give a shit who you are.
You can tell. I think that shit was added post movie.
Yeah, it looked bad.
I think they shoehorned that shit in there.
But everything else, but the kills, the deaths were really good. And the interactions between the characters, other than the girl that was supposed to be from the first original TCM, everything was good. I had a good time. And the music, dude, the soundtrack was fucking dope. The main theme at the end of the movie when the credits play and it has that like 80s kind of,
good.
Dude, it was so good. Yeah.
Gary's got a good point too, talking about that. It says, I think the new TCM is too clever for some people because it's not woke. It just has woke characters to rip on them.
That's it.
That's what people.
Gary, man, you know what you're talking about. You know what you're talking about, sir, and that's why you have Snake Eyes as your profile picture.
That's what people didn't get. Everybody's like, and it's so funny to watch this shit. Like the test screenings happen. Everyone's like, "Oh, you're not gonna like the new TCM. It's woke as fuck."
It's not.
And it's like you guys just didn't understand.
It's like anti-woke. It's anti-woke.
They murdered the fuck out of everybody who was annoying woke. You know what I mean?
This is Elon buying Twitter. This is
I don't know about that. I'm scared of Elon Musk,
but this is Elon Musk buying Twitter and saying fuck it. But my point being is like just up. I feel like what they did was they took characters that they knew the audience would hate, and they purposely played them up to levels of just annoyance, and then you get to see them get killed by like an old school like slasher when like again the bus scene itself when the guy's like make one wrong move and you're canceled, and then Leatherface says fuck you. He's like, fuck you.
I thought it was fairly obvious the point they were making with that.
So my number 12 is we already talked about this again. I'm not gonna go into a lot of details because we don't want to bore you guys too much. So I'm gonna go into Hellseeker is my number 12. I liked Hellseeker a lot. Back when I watched it, it came on the heels of Inferno, which I think Inferno is such a fucking classic movie. It really is so good. But Hellseeker came on the heels of Inferno, and I liked Hellseeker because Hellseeker brings it full circle. It brings Kirsty back from the first and second one, and it brings it full circle. And she's learned how to become a manipulative type of woman to not only play Pinhead, but her cheating husband at the same time and kind of get hers. She got hers. Valet parking, we get us. I liked it a lot. I think that girl, I think at Kirsty, and I remember the actress's name. She is a very, very underrated final girl. I think that Kirsty should always be mentioned as a final girl, and she never really is. But yes, for me, it's definitely Hellseeker.
Fucking good point.
I think Hellseeker is, and I like that Mayhem guy, dude. I always thought he was a good actor. I always thought he was a cool actor, and I think he played it just right because I felt like he played it like he didn't believe anything that was happening and all this bullshit that was going on was just. He played it like a dude, like a dude's dude. Like none of this shit's real. I'm drunk as fuck.
I love that guy. I think he's a great actor, but that whole movie, he was just going. Oh.
Yeah, but I think that's how anybody would be if you're drunk half the time and you cheat on your wife. You're just like, I don't give a fuck. She's crazy as shit. But yeah, when Pinhead appeared, like that dude, like one of the that part when he's getting massaged and he shoves that fucking needle into his throat. God damn, I didn't like that part at all. Yeah, but hey, dude, I gotta give it up for Hellseeker just because I give it mad props because of Kirsty. Yeah, because they brought Kirsty back and it circles it all the way back around.
Dude, she was good in all three movies she was in. Like Ashley Lawrence.
And how? Tell me how is she not mentioned as one of the best final girls ever?
I agree. I totally agree, man. Stacey James says random, but y'all gotta watch the new Game of Thrones House of the Dragon. If so, can we get some reviews like before? Either way, love y'all. Keep being you. I checked out after that last season. You know.
Well, I think this is the House of the Dragon is prequels. But here's the thing: when we did Game of Thrones, when we did Game of Thrones, back in the day when we were reviewing the episodes, it didn't really seem like it was connecting with a lot of people, so we just stopped doing them. And those are weekly, so you have to watch them every week, and then you got to put up a review like the next day or the day of or whatever. So it's kind of a lot of time. Yeah. It's time consuming. I'm not saying that we don't. We're not like special. We're not like goddamn. We don't have like highfalutin other things we got to do, but at the same time, when you do something like that, that's an investment. And then if you don't get any kind of feedback, and it's kind of like, well, why are you doing it then?
Well, that was back in the Wild West of YouTube, where before they did the algorithm thing. So when YouTube switched the algorithm, they made it to where creators couldn't jump out and just do random shit. Like I would like to review Three Ninjas 3. You know what I mean?
I love that movie.
Let's go high noon on fucking Mega Mountain. You know what I mean? Let's do that.
That movie sucks.
But let's just review it for fun. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we can't, because if we do that and nobody watches it, guess what? Our entire channel drops for a month.
That's true. You told me about that. You told me that a few months ago. I was like, what the fuck are you talking about?
Yeah.
Apparently, if you go outside of the norm, YouTube fucks you.
For us to be successful doing that, we would have to literally start a Game of Thrones only fucking channel to be able to do that. So that's why you won't see that. Fucking YouTube's stupid.
Well, we did Mike and I have talked about doing like superhero movie rankings and shit like that, but apparently that would just derail our whole fucking algorithm.
That sort of works because we do a lot of superhero stuff, so people might show up for that. But yeah, it's fucking stupid, dude. Like they're literally going out of their way to cut off the nuts of creativity, and it sucks.
Well, and this is not. By the way, this is not us being like we're not trying to be like better than you. We're not trying to be highfalutin about anything or uppity. No. But I mean, at the same time, that this is how we started the channel back in the day. We used to review every fucking thing under the sun, like everything, anything, everything.
Fast round to get to 10. We'll take a break. We'll do the top 10. Does that sound good to you?
Yeah, let's go.
Okay. All right. First off, so number 12 for me. My number 12 is gonna be. Oh God, here we go. Now we're getting into some salt.
Show me that juice.
PC
Show me that juice.
The next
Show me that juice.
generation. It
Oh
almost
my
cracks my
God,
top
dude!
10.
It's so high. It's
I
so
love
high.
this fucking movie. I love this
my
fucking
God.
movie.
You go down that mountain,
I
sir.
love this fucking movie.
You're like
dude.
James Franco, 127 hours.
I go New York, Tokyo. I don't give a fuck. I'm Porcupine. Next generation, dude. Hey, fucking Matthew McConaughey, Renee Zellweger. You know the thing.
It's so high, dude. I can't believe
I love this movie. It's so entertaining.
It's
so fucking entertaining in a world where all these sequels are so full of shit.
No, I love it. It's so crazy. But yeah.
Next Generation came out and was like, hey, let's just do some weird shit. Nobody gives a fuck. It takes a little bit to get going, all right? But once you get in the house, once you're in the fucking house, and Matthew McConaughey,
I feel like you're Will Smith, like under a spell by Jada,
delivering his Oscar fucking worthy acting in the middle of this house, he scared me when he's in Renee Zellweger's face and he's like fucking grabbing her hair and shit and going crazy. I was fucking scared. I was scared of Matthew McConaughey in this fucking movie. This was a pre-testament to what a great actor he would become. He was fucking scary in this movie. And then you're pulling shit out of left field. Nobody gives a fuck about this movie, right? So, hey, we're the Illuminati. The cameras are watching us. Everything's going crazy. Some dude comes in. He's got Hellraiser's fucking belly button.
That was really nasty. I remember
I'm going to lick your fucking face like Sarah Connor. That crazy shit's going on. Leatherface is fucking wild as shit. He's got like 4 costume changes. He's dressed as a fucking woman. He's coming out going, he looks like fucking Mrs. Doubtfire. And then the end of the movie, fucking plane comes down. Goddamn fucking Sally Hardesty's role. That movie is fucking batshit. So when you get to these horror sequels and you get to the sequel and they're all trying to be like just as special as the original, I would much rather be a next generation who says, I'm going to put my dick in the middle of the macaroni and cheese at Golden Corral's buffet and just whip it around and go, ooh, yeah.
Yeah, they did.
Ooh, yeah. That's what that movie is. And I appreciate it. It was entertaining in a land where none of these movies at that point in the franchise are typically entertaining. I love Next Generation and I will fucking die on that hill.
Jesus Christ. Did your dad used to manage Golden Corral? Oh, he did. It makes sense now.
That's a true story. That happened.
I get it though. Yeah. I mean, some people do like the movie. Dude, goddamn. Like it was like somebody like dropped acid and then made a fucking TCM movie.
David, the Sarah Connor reference was when the dude licks her face in TV.
No, I know. Yeah, I know what you're talking about, but I was like, Jesus Christo. It's like, when does this fucking movie end? Is it
it's entertaining. What do you want? It's fun. Yeah. Anyways, what's your number 11?
Well, I'm gonna let me just hit 11 and 10 so I can get. Right. I gotta go pee
get
again.
Into
so
it.
I'm gonna hit 11 and 10. You're gone. So TCM the beginning.
Hackeries.
TCM the beginning. Boys not out. TCM the beginning, 2006. I just watched that, dude. I literally just watched that again today. I had forgot all about this movie.
Good movie.
Very, very good movie. Very surprisingly good movie. They brought back Andrew Barinsky, I guess. I don't know how you say his name, but the guy from the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake in 2003. It's 3 years later, 2006. Very well done. Really good acting. I feel like there was no survivors in the movie, which makes sense.
With no survivors.
No survivors. You will not survive this fight. But I really did genuinely like it. And for years I had this confused with that shitty Texas 3D that came out in 2013. So I was always confused. I was like, oh, because you should watch TCM the beginning. I was like, no, that movie fucking sucked. Because I was confused about the
it makes sense,
the timeline.
But
yeah, dude, it was really well done. It was gory as fuck, and I feel like it got to the. You know what they did? They did a really good job of explaining the backstory of Leatherface without going into bullshit detail like they did in Leatherface or whatever it was. You know what I mean? Like this is exactly how I would tell the origin story of Michael, the origin of Jason. It took like 5 seconds. And then they were, you were right there in 1969, and it's right before the movie. I thought,
it's like Stacey James just said, "I just killed the whole damn sheriff's department."
How'd that feel? And by the way, was it Lee R. Emery? Is that his name?
Yeah, Lee Ermey.
Lee Ermey was a great. I love that guy. That guy was funny as fuck. And yeah, dude. And again, I feel like the people like Michael Bay and company, Platinum Dunes, had it right with TCM. If they had just kept going on this route, you know what I mean? Like they did the TCM in 2003, they done TCM the beginning of 2006, and then they had just done, if they had just done a sequel to the 2003 movie and moved on and done something cool with that, I think TCM would be, because again, I also appreciate what Michael Bay did with the Friday the 13th remake.
Yeah, me too.
So yeah, TCM the beginning, man, great fucking movie.
Hey, put some respect on Platinum Dunes' name.
Yeah, put it on there and make sure that you tip them. Platinum Dunes. Number 10, I'm gonna put Curse of Chucky. I think that number 10 is my it's in the top 10 because Curse of Chucky, I think what Curse of Chucky did was Curse of Chucky brought back Chucky. I think that and they even said they wanted to bring back what the original movie had, the horror element to it, and they built it up. I mean, you didn't even get funny shit from Chucky until like almost the end of the movie. Like the first time he even starts talking is like almost an hour in. He does the killings and stuff, but they bring up this. They do a very good job doing the atmosphere, and then like they develop the characters and the storylines, and you understand all that shit that's going on. And then Chucky comes in and does the one-liners and shit like that, which is funny, obviously. But I feel like yes, Curse of Chucky to me was exactly what Child's Play 1 was. That you don't even really see Chucky doing anything nefarious.
That's a good point. It's a
crazy.
reboot in a way. Yeah.
Well, that's what Don Mancini wanted to do. He wanted to bring it back to the original, get it back to its horror roots, because they realized that at that point, Seed of Chucky, it had gone off the rails. They were like, yeah, it's fucking crazy now. Let's just get it back to what it used to be. And but they also did something really smart. They didn't deny the movies before it because Jennifer Tilly's in it.
Yeah.
And they were just like, we'll have fun with it. And they do. And I think Don Mancini did a great job of bringing back the horror elements to it. But anyway, that's my number 10. But I got to go pee really bad.
All right. Enjoy your time with the pee toilet monster, man. There's a guy in the bathroom. He's wearing a monster mask. My number 11 is where we're at now. I like Choo-Choo Bits. My number 11 is going to be a movie that I actually don't appreciate watching, and that's Hellraiser 2. Hellraiser 2, I think, is overrated. I don't love it. It's high on my fucking list because it does have a lot. Like, again, Ashley Lawrence Kirsty does not get enough respect as a final girl. She really doesn't. And Hellraiser 2's got a lot of good stuff. Jumps the shark at the end. That Hellraiser 1, they're like, hey, we're playing with this great fucking cool, low budget, wild idea, and we're making people feel like they need to wipe harder because they feel gross in their buttholes. But Hellraiser 2 comes out, and it's like, I'm going to do that for the first half. And then the second half, they just got into their fucking toy chest and just went nuts. And like, they just lost the fucking plot. It gets so hard to follow the second half of this movie. Once you enter Leviathan's butt crack and all that shit like that, it gets so fucking confusing and dumb. But I more talk about it. I kind of want to put it lower on the fucking list. I don't know why it's so fucking high. I'm getting mad now thinking about my number 11 on this fucking list. But Jason, He Be Dead. You're actually right. It's ambitious though. It is ambitious. They shoot for the stars. It's not a movie I love, but it's a movie I respect. So I'll be brief on that one. That's my number 11. Oh my God, Christopher, Henry Cavill in a Maniac remake. Holy fuck! This is what you bring to my house. You're a fucking genius. I want to put it on steak sandwich and eat it with corn. What? And you know what I'm going to put above that? This is probably going to piss people off, Hellraiser fans at least. Above that, I'm putting Hellraiser Part 3. Hellraiser Part 3, not a great movie. A lot of fucking problems, but it's sexy. It's hot. It gets the people going. There's so much sex, drugs, ass, and murder in this fucking movie that it's entertaining. And again, like I said before, when you get to deep sequels of these fucking wild horror franchises, entertainment's the name of the game, not dangertainment. Put that Buster Rhymes baby back in its fucking bed. We don't want that. But Hellraiser 3 had some wild shit in it. You got the dude in the nightclub snorting coke with the silk sheets, and he's got the square thing with the fucking Leatherface in it, and he's feeding at hookers and shit. And then these fucking Cenobites come out, and they're spitting goddamn CDs out of their mouths and murdering people with fucking CD-ROM discs like Oprah and fucking hell. And I fucking liked it. I don't know, it was fun. They're in the middle of this goddamn shitty goddamn Hollywood fucking video, Universal Studios street, just walking around like goddamn Bridezilla's killing everybody. It was a good fucking time. I had fun with Hellraiser 3. Fuck you. I liked it. I liked the way it felt in my mouth. So Hellraiser 3 was more entertaining than Hellraiser 2. Maybe not as good, but to me it is fuck you. So that's how I feel about that one. Really had a good time with CD Man. You know, those things are going to skip and they're never going to play right again once he shoves them up someone's fucking ass. But Hellraiser 3 is fun. I liked it. So that's my number 10. Moving right along. Number 9 is going to be another Hellraiser film. Doesn't it feel like there's so many more fucking Hellraiser movies than anything else? It's going to be Hellraiser Inferno, the underrated classic sequel of the Hellraiser franchise, which will be on Jay's list as well, believe me, because we're doing the same movie. So by definition, it will be. But Hellraiser Inferno, fucking Scott Derrickson, the guy who did Sinister, the guy who dropped out of Doctor Strange because he's too cool for Marvel's fucking bullshit. Marvel's fucking bullshit. I can't say that because Sam Raimi fucking rules and he took that over. But my point is that Scott Derrickson's a big fucking deal. And he did this direct-to-DVD Hellraiser movie, and it rocks the fucking shit, man. You got the goddamn cop from Bones. Is that the same guy? Is it the cop from Bones? I think it's the cop from Bones in Hellraiser Inferno. He's out here working the streets, eating fucking noodles like Harrison Ford and Blade Runner. Fucking scary as shit. You know, it's kind of Max Payne. It's sort of Max Payne-ish. He's got a leather coat and everything. It's sort of Max Payne-ish. I'm pretty sure he's hooked on drugs. It's getting a little while. It's been a little while since I've seen it. But those two Cenobite girls come out of the fucking darkness and fucking sexually start to rub him. And then they give him a handy underneath his own goddamn skin. They reach inside of his skin and give him a hand job. I'm pretty sure the hand job part never happened, but it's so fucking gross and so fucking gnarly that you can't stop watching it. Goddamn. And then the fucking crawler guy who is like, that fucking guy, scary as shit. One of the scariest things in the entire goddamn franchise. Like, you imagine walking around and seeing a goddamn Roomba machine, but it was a fucking Satan spawn from hell coming up trying to suck your dick when you're just walking through the projects in the middle of the night. That thing was fucking scary as shit. Yeah, so Hellraiser Inferno scared me, intrigued me, and was a nice noir detective story. So that's how I feel about Inferno. If you've not seen Hellraiser Inferno, you should absolutely goddamn watch that fucking movie because it is amazing. Fucking weird. Weird as shit. Ghoulishly 73. Thank you so much. There's a little bit tipsy here, aren't we all? But you guys are awesome, and I'm so glad to be a part of such a great little community y'all got going here and to finally have a place I feel like I belong in. Y'all are amazing. Hey, man, we feel the same way about you guys. Jay and I don't have any friends. Who would be friends with us? We just hang out and talk movies to each other, and you guys have given us like 1,000 fucking friends to talk movies with, and don't worry, Ghoulishly. We feel the same way about you. Cheers.
That's a very nice comment. Thank you so much. I just read it. I was sitting down.
This glass is empty.
After the pee-pee break, and I was like, that's a nice comment to come down and sit down to.
Yeah.
It was like when you go to Applebee's and they say your meal is free because it was shitty.
It's unlike when you're hanging out with your family and you come back from a pee and they're talking about what an alcoholic you are.
Yeah, I get that all the time. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, me too. That's what
ridiculous.
I know what you mean. Hey, so my list goes as such, Jay, to get you caught up while I go take a pee fun time for myself. That's not what I meant to do. I got number 11, Hellraiser 2. Mm-hmm. Number 10, Hellraiser 3, because I like it just that a little bit more. And number 9, Hellraiser Inferno for me. It's number 9 on the list.
I like it. I like it. It's in the top 10, so I like it.
It's a good one, my friend. Jay's last
I'm
one.
only gonna go to 9. So we can get it going.
I'll be right back.
So my number 9 is going to be Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth. And now I know that a lot of people didn't like this movie when it came out because it was very much Hollywoodized, I guess you could say. It wasn't as cerebral as Hellraiser 1 and 2. Definitely, it was a departure from those type of flicks. But I liked Hellraiser 3 because it was very much focused on Pinhead himself. Pinhead was like a goddamn, like he was a monstrous like entity in Hellraiser 3. Like he was just a badass, and I loved it. I loved that when he was no longer bound by the box necessarily, and he needed the box, but he didn't need the box as much as he needed it in the first two. And then in Hellraiser 3, he also created like CD and Butterball and the guys from the bar. I thought it was, dude. I really did think it was great. But I didn't like the Joey thing. Doug Bradley as in human form. But they already started that bullshit in Hellraiser 2. But I really had fun with that. There was one, the monolith thing. When Pinhead he was like, "You enjoyed her flesh, so did I." I mean, there were so many cool moments in that movie, and I feel like Motorhead, the band Motorhead, did the Hellraiser song after that movie, and I think they did. I think they did it during the movie, but I loved that movie. I really did. I loved Hellraiser 3. It was just fun, man. It was just a popcorn Hellraiser type of movie. But yeah, I really had a good time with it overall. And that's what's my number 9, guys. I mean, and you guys are gonna be like, what the fuck, dude? You have it in your top 10 for real? Like, you have it number 9? I do. I did that. Mick says, I wanted more of the anti-hero of Pinhead and Hellraiser 1 and 2. Yeah, and then I think that what happened with Hellraiser 2 is that they wound up, when they humanized him, and then he got his ass kicked by Dr. Chenard and his like loyal Cenobites in like 2 seconds. I was like, this is fucking dumb. That dude, that Dr. Chenard had just become a Cenobite, and he's gonna kick your ass. I didn't like that. Vampirus Coffin says, Pinhead with full-blown Freddy in part 3, but I love part 3. Got me into Lemmy Motorhead. Dude, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes, that's what. Yeah, it had to be from that movie, right? Holly Roxy says Hellraiser 3 was just fun. And that's exactly how I feel. Hellraiser 3 was just fun. And they did. You're exactly right. That they went full on. What the hell is going on here? Oh, there we go. They went full on Freddy with it. Just making sure. Naked HD XYZ online strips without clothing. Holy shit, guys, you guys are missing a deal. Holy fuck, take your ass back to goddamn Courtney Love. Yeah, Vampirus Coffin, you're right. Yeah, they went full blown Freddy in that, and it was a little strange, but Hellraiser 2. I liked Hellraiser 2. Don't get me wrong, and Hellraiser 2. I feel like Hellraiser 2 is one story. Hellraiser 1, Hellraiser 2, it's one giant story. Just like Freddy Krueger, or that was Halloween 1 and 2 is one giant story. They had to break up in 2 parts. But yeah, Hellraiser 2, I liked, again, Hellraiser 2 was fun, but Hellraiser 3 just said, fuck it. We're going to have a like adult night only at Halloween Express. I don't know. Blu-ray Addicts is watching any good shows lately. I have not. Actually, what I've been doing lately is I've been I beat Arkham Knight, Batman Arkham Knight for the second time. Amazing story, really good. I'm actually working on New Game Plus. I know it's geeky, but I am, and I'm very excited. Very fun. And that's what I've been doing. I've not watched. No, actually, I take that back. I watched. I think I told Mike about this. I watched the new Halo show on Paramount Plus. I'm digging it. Now, it is getting kind of boring and it's kind of repetitive. There's a lot of like, okay, can we get back? Like the first episode was really well done, and especially when they kind of combined the first person shooter element to it. Like you actually see through Master Chief's helmet, and it kind of looks like Hardcore Henry. I was like, dude, like let me see more of that. And now it's kind of got into the, let's talk about like what's going on with this or that. But I hope it's good. But that's the only new show I've watched right now is Halo, and other than the last episode boring, I'm still kind of digging it. Berto 75 said, did you find all the riddles? I did, Berto. I cheated. I used the internet because I'm not gonna go around. I hate fucking Riddler. I hate fucking Riddler with a goddamn passion. I hate him more than my ex-wife, and that's saying something. I want that motherfucker to die. I wanted to feed him his Hawaiian Riddler shirt. I hate that goddamn guy. But
Hey,
yes,
Jayla.
I found all the riddles. I got 120% on Arkham Knight. So I need to get 200. So I need another 120 to get the gold suited Batman suit.
Oh, do me, Yo-Yo Master, because
Yeah.
you're the Yo-Yo Master.
Mhm.
Hey, Jay, look, I got two pair.
You double fist in that shit.
Two
I knew you
pair.
liked the double fist.
You ever had your shit pushed in?
Not yet, but I can't wait. But I put, so for my number 9, so we're caught up. I put Hellraiser 3, Hell on Earth.
Okay. Very
And
high.
I mean, I was explaining to these fine folks out there, was that I just liked it because it went balls to the wall. It was action. It was a popcorn Hellraiser movie. Because when you get to Hellraiser 1 and 2, it's very cerebral, very nasty, very kind of dark. And then when Hellraiser 3, I think their name was Vampirius Coffin, they said it just right. They went full blown Freddy with Hellraiser 3, but it was still fun. And then you get Motorhead. You get Lenny from Motorhead. Hellraiser,
Motorhead! Oh,
like that song. You get
Yeah.
that, so it's cool.
great fucking one. Yeah, our lists are actually very close. Austin had a super chat he wants me to get to. Let me find that, Austin.
By the way, I got to point out, you guys have been awesome tonight. You guys
Fucking A.
are amazing. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. You guys are on point with your comments. You guys are on point with your chat. Super chats have been very delicious, and we've loved it. You guys have been very sweet. Thank you guys.
Hey, thank you, HHW podcast. And I'm still trying to find yours, Austin. Okay, here it is. Austin said, theory: Chop Top is Otis from Devil's Rejects. He honors his previous life by wearing the faces of some of his victims. I don't remember Devil's Rejects.
I
hated it.
No, your theory might be sound, but I've never attended your class at the university, so I can't be 100%. But no, but that sounds like a smart thing. If you're into Devil's Rejects and you're into TCM2, then that could tie in. But I mean, I'm just being honest with you guys. I'm being full frontal. I don't know.
I don't. I watched Devil's Rejects once. Fucking hated it. To me, it was Rob
like
Zombie jerking off to rape scenes again. So, but I know people love that movie, so I'm in the minority. Colton Candler, thanks, buddy. He says it's crazy how the animatronics from the original Child's Play still hold up and look better than some of the new movies.
That's true.
Same. That Ninja fucking Turtles, same thing, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
dude,
come on.
We've talked about this a million times on the channel. Practical effects are where it's at, man. Like, practical effects sell the scene in a way better way and a more realistic way than digital effects. 100%. I mean, digital effects are good. Obviously, they're good and they do enhance the story, but when they're done in small parts, like if you do it, if you have a great director that understands how to use the digital effects in a way that makes the movie enhanced, but also use practical effects, then you got a fucking winner. But yes, 100%. The Turtles, man, like that, you brought it up perfectly. Jim Henson, they got Jim Henson to work on that. That fucking killed it. It kills everything that happened in the remake.
Yep,
kills it.
Absolutely. Lego Rhapsody says, have you guys ever gotten high?
Yes, multiple times on life. But no, I've gotten high. I smoked weed. I smoked weed. I mean, maybe like less than 5 times in my life. But the one last time I smoked it was I got paranoid. I've told this story before. I got paranoid. We were at a Halloween party. It was a Halloween party that my ex-bitch was throwing, and me and my ex-wife. And I smoked it, and then I started washing dishes for no reason. I felt like John Nash from A Beautiful Mind. I thought everybody was plotting against me. There was a paranoia, and I had to drop a package off at midnight. And I just felt like that's why I don't do it. It affects me differently. It makes me fucking paranoid. I just think everybody's mad at me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I hate my life, and I feel like everybody's my dad then, and they're just disappointed.
Yeah, it gets social anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
I used to love weed, Lego. Every once in a while, when I've had a couple drinks and we're at a party and someone lights up a doobie, I might say, "Hey, pass that thing over here. Let old Uncle Mike take a hit." I don't know why it's Uncle Mike. That sounds creepy. But
how old are the people that are passing this joint? Are you at a high school party? You sick shit?
It's usually someone older than me, to be fair. But I'll take
that.
I'll take a good old puff pass, but other than that, man, if I'm sober and I smoke, my anxiety's too much. I start to feel like I can't breathe and shit. But there was a time in my life, there was a good 6-month period where I smoked weed twice, 3 times a day and loved it. It was great. It was the best fucking thing ever. But these days, I'm too old. It doesn't do the good things for me. It does. It
reminds me of that. What was it? That movie? What was the movie called? Where they had that big giant house party and they burned their house down. The helicopters. Project X. And they had that one weird fucking old man with a mustache. And he's like, that guy graduated in like 1987. He's like, what are you talking about, man? I like to play beer pong.
Uncle Rico, man, if they'd put me in the state, we would have won that shit. Gary says, are any of you Max Payne fans? Can't wait for the remake of 1 and 2. If you guys know this about me, not a huge video game guy. I don't have the attention span for it, so I stick to sports games. That being said, Max Payne had the story for fucking me. Love those games.
Max Payne was fun.
God, I love those games. And hear me out. Timothy Olyphant as Max Payne. Make it fucking happen.
Well, I think Timothy Olyphant did a really good job with Hitman. But nobody, everybody shit on that movie. But it is what it is. But yeah, I like Max Payne. Yeah.
Love it, man. Ghoulishly73, thanks, buddy. He says, nah, you guys are awesome. By the way, I'm still waiting for my grilled cheese sandwich, Mike. I'll get my soup too. I will make you all grilled cheese sandwiches right before we sleep together.
By the way, that's called an alcoholic father. They only know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup. I only know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich with tomato soup, bitch.
Hey, I'm the cook in my house. Now, don't get me wrong. My wife's food tastes way better. I just am the one to cook more often.
Yeah, right. Because she's like sitting next to you. You're saying that.
No, that's true. Like, well, I mean, I think if anybody makes food for you, it tastes better than your own food.
It's true.
So
yeah,
that's to be said. Even a grilled cheese sandwich, if somebody else makes it, it's way tastier than
I know how to make a grilled cheese sandwich, but mom always made it right.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Number 8. Yeah. Number 8's you. That's you. That's your
yeah. My number 8's going to be Child's Play 2. I think that look, Child's Play 2, it was fun. I think that they followed the formula pretty well from Child's Play 1. This is where you got the more vicious Chucky, the more like and again, I've said this like 8 times tonight, menacing Chucky. And then you had that like the cool like one-liners that was like, I've got a new game, sport. Let's play hide the soul. And he was walking out of the closet with the fucking yardstick, the teacher's thing. I thought it was really cool. And he did look very menacing. And I think that they did a really good job with that. And the foster sister and then Andy. I think that, honestly, I would have ended Child's Play after the first one. I'm sorry. Once the magic wears off, the magic wears off. It's a fucking doll. You kick that shit, you field goal that motherfucker like Ray Finkel, laces out, and it's over.
That bitch.
But nonetheless, I think that they did a really good job with Child's Play 2. I feel like it followed up perfectly. The tone was still there. The horror element was still there. And then you introduce more of a one-liner kind of thing, like a Freddy Krueger sort of deal. And you had more screen time with Chucky, which was cool. But they made it more vicious. Yeah, so Child's Play 2 is number 8.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. Number 8 for me is going to be
Devil's Rejects. Oh, yes, that's not even
on. Child's Play remake.
Yep. I mean, it was high on my list. I wanted to put it in my top 10, but I didn't.
Yeah, way higher than I would have ever expected it to be.
Yeah.
Look, they fucked over Mancini with this movie. There's no doubt about that. They were dicks to ever make this movie, so we weren't for it. But that being said, the kid who played Andy, you're just looking at a difference between the 80s and today. Way better acting. The guy did a great job.
Way better, yeah.
And the kills were good. They were inventive. The fucking Christmas lights kill, all that shit. They brought some new ideas to the franchise. They gave it a little bit of a different origin story. I still like the voodoo fucking serial killer thing, but They did some cool stuff with it. It was way better than it had any right to be. And just as a movie from beginning to end, pretty fucking solid.
Yeah.
No huge problems in it. Enjoyable to watch, entertaining. Not the greatest movie ever, but a solid, well-oiled Chucky machine.
And Mark Hamill did a good job.
Yeah. Yeah, he did.
Like, I mean, again, like I mentioned the fact that you hear Joker quite a lot, but he still did a good job with the movie. And the fact is that Child's Play remake actually introduced the emotional element, which I like was actually shocking. The fact that you felt fucking bad. Like you're like,
yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, I mean, it was like I don't know, it was like E.T. going rogue. Like, like if E.T. was a fucking serial killer and it's E.T.
Yeah. Now they did fuck up the effects. Like they did fuck up Chucky, but apart from
like
that,
I said, he looked like Caitlyn Jenner and Mickey Rourke, but yeah.
Oh shit. Well,
so my number 7 is going to be we've already talked about this, so I'm not going to go into too much detail, but Child's Play 3 is my number 7. I like Child's Play 3 a lot. I like it better than Child's Play 2 just because I do like the outdoorsy element that they introduced to it. I like the fact that I think someone mentioned it in the super chats, and I was like, that's dead on. There's more, the stakes are higher. The fact that he there's a cool moment where he replaces the blank ammo with live ammunition, and he sends them out on their way. I liked it a lot. I think it was fun. And again, I think also it's because I just remember that movie so much more fondly than the other Child's Play movies. I remember renting that movie several times. I remember liking that movie several times. And I think that movie was shown a lot on TNT Monster Vision back in the day. So I just remember watching it every Halloween or whatever. And I just
First horror
remember
movie I
like
ever
loving
saw,
it.
by the way.
So
Yeah,
huh?
first horror movie I ever saw was at a kid's party, and they rented it and they had it, and I was way too young for it. We watched it, and I was scared to shit because it's the
Yeah.
first horror movie I was ever going to watch. And then I watched it, and I went, "This shit's boring as fuck."
Was that
But that's
Marilyn
just me.
Manson? Was that
I was at
yeah,
Marilyn
yeah,
Manson's.
yeah, Marilyn Manson's party.
I was at
But
his bar mitzvah.
but Child's Play 3, I don't know. I just there's something about it that I really do like, and I don't mind watching it. Like I could watch Child's Play 3 more so than I can watch Child's Play 2. You know, I can watch Child's Play and then I'll just jump to Child's Play 3. I like that Andy's older and he's figured it out and he's not such a fucking victim anymore, and he's kind of understanding where he's at, his role. And then that Chucky knows that and he has to adapt his strategy. I think that was cool.
It's funny that you would mention that, Jay, because my number 7 is going to be Child's Play 2. My number 7 is Child's Play 2. We flipped the bitch on that kind of. Child's Play 2 is, I like it because, look, the original's the original, but in this one we move on a little bit. You get that opening scene, the cool toy factory scene, and that third act is where it's fucking at with this movie.
Yeah,
like,
that's really good one.
That third fucking act, dude. The entire thing in the toy factory.
That was really
Chucky,
good. Yeah.
Chucky comes back like 7 goddamn times. He's like all fucking amalgamated and shit. And
just
he's all
can't keep a
up.
good guy down.
The scariest part of the original is after he's in the fire and he's running around like, you fucking bitch. Like he's on fire.
Yeah.
That's like half the fucking movie at the end there because he's all fucked up and running around. And it's gross because he has to put the best practical effects to me of really the entire franchise. I love the last act of this. I actually thought the girl was smoking cigarettes
the
in the
foster
house.
sister.
Yeah, I hated that fucking dad. Oh my god, what a little fucking asshole that guy was.
It felt very 80s. I liked it.
Yeah, it's him and the fucking the psychiatrist from New Blood. The psychiatrist from New Blood, like the sweater wearing fucking cunt sickles that collects fucking dolls and shit. Like
he probably smells people's feet when they're sleeping.
Boring as fuck. The middle of the movie is boring as fuck. You know, and so it is. But the third act, I thought it upped the ante. I thought it was a really good sequel.
It follows nicely. It follows nicely with the first movie. Yeah.
So that's why.
Because it makes sense. Like Chucky's out for revenge and he's tracking down Andy. That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I dug it.
Yeah. So my number 6.
Oh, and the sky when he does the thing, it's like, "I'm power, I beg of you," and the sky starts.
Oh,
that
was
cool.
Badass. Yeah, I did like that. I thought He-Man was going to come down and kick his ass, but it didn't happen. No one said Gray Skull. But yeah, my number 6 is going to be Hellraiser 2. For my number 6. And again, I mentioned this before. Hellraiser 2, I didn't think it was. I hated the fact that, again, I don't know why horror movies have to get like this, where they have to show a backstory to these iconic horror villains. I don't really want to see that. And the fact that they showed Pinhead being, this geeky fucking sergeant in World War One, and what his name was, and then all the other, it's kind of freaky and it's weird, but at the same time, I was like, it's not needed. And then on top of that, he gets Pinhead and his fucking crew get their ass kicked by Dr. Chenard, which right away, by the way, he's new. This motherfucker is new on the job, and this guy just took their fucking raises. And he's like, I'm going to do better than all of you. I didn't like that, but I do like the cerebral horror of it. I think that it is a freaky fucking movie. It's and it still maintains that nastiness level that the first one got. And it's like, I remember watching this movie and it always makes me fucking feel weird, dude. Like when, she thinks she sees her dad in the corner and he's like, and he's right. And he's all skinless. And he says, I am in hell. Help me. While she's in the mental asylum, Kirsty. That fucking freaks me out, dude. I don't like that. And then Julia comes in and she has that new skin. Remember that scene when they take the mattress and they put it on that, and they have that guy that like thinks that shit's on him, and they let him cut himself with razors so he can spill the blood on the mattress. And then she comes out of the mattress and like pulls him in, and it's so fucking weird, but I like it.
That was like a gross ass scene.
Yeah. And I'm like, God damn, I don't know what I'm doing with my life, but this kind of speaks to me on levels I didn't think it was going to.
Why do I want to jerk off?
I don't know. I felt, it feels like, you know what it feels like? It feels like jerking off in the middle of a garbage can. Like, it's weird.
We've all done it.
Yeah, it's weird. But I feel like it was very cerebral. And I wish they had a bigger budget. I don't know. I really wish they could have explored hell, Leviathan's hell more. I really liked Doug Bradley, and he was like, please explore. We have an eternity to know your flesh. I was like, that's scary as fuck. Because the fact that I don't know. Yeah, that's. But the reason why it's not higher on my list is just because I think that Hellraiser 2 is also kind of boring in a lot of ways, and I don't like the fact that Dr. Channard is like, we talked about OP earlier. He's OP as fuck. Like he's overpowered as shit.
Yeah, and the ending is just fucking convoluted shit, dude. It's really hard to follow. Gary says, I think the mom in Child's Play 2 is really English because she was the hot nurse in American Werewolf. Shout out, the mom was hot in Child's Play 2, by the way.
True,
she was. And she was a nice lady, too. Like, fuck that dad. He was a piece of shit. Like, this fucking kid has just gotten out of a goddamn orphanage because he thinks his mom's definitely fucking dead. All right? His mom's fucking dead, or at least like everybody around his mom's dead. She's in a fucking crazy house.
No, she's in seventh heaven. Seventh heaven.
They sent her to a crazy house, and he's like, I don't know. Do we have the right to? What is the boy? Kid comes over, fucking Chucky doll that tried to kill him falls out of the thing, and they're all like, "Get the fuck over it, you little shit! I'm trying to smoke my pipe." Like that kid.
Don't maybe get the razor strap.
That fucking asshole. I'm glad that guy died. I'm sorry, but I mean, when he
wasn't something it was really something back in the 80s. They could really write unlikable characters in a way that they can't do now. They really could. I don't know.
Yeah, then nobody was checking these motherfuckers with these kids. This was the problems going on. Now we got CPS and shit. You better watch your fucking ass when you're
CPS was like back then too, but nobody cared.
Yeah, they were all smoking cigarettes.
Nobody cared. They were like, I was like, your dad abuse you. We'd be like this. Your dad abuse you. You know what? Stop imagining things. Next.
Hey, where's my Sports Illustrated phone, you little fuck? We just went on. Fuck it. I don't know what's going on. But that guy was a fucking cunt. That's the point. My next one, dude. Now we're into the shit. Number 6 for me is going to be TCM The Beginning.
Hey man, I gotta give it up for you. That's some. You got some balls of steel, because I was going to put it high on my list too. I just didn't want to, because I was like, there's so many other good movies, but yeah, The Beginning, dude, holy shit, it was really good.
Look, dude, it's a movie that like it gets a little fucking crazy towards the end or whatever, but like when it starts out and it's an origin story. It's a Leatherface origin story done right. He looks like fucking Kane working in this goddamn factory, and he's just fucking hitting meat with a fucking stick. And these people are being assholes to him for no reason. He's like, "Are you stupid? I said go home."
Yeah, that one guy was like, "You dumb, stupid animal."
Oh my god, dude! When Leatherface kills that guy who runs the factory. I thought that was such a genius storyline to be like, "Hey, this town's dead. Everybody's leaving. Get the fuck out. The town's dead." It was the perfect origin story for how some fucked up cannibalistic Texas Chainsaw Massacre type family could actually survive, because they were the only ones left. There was no sheriff's department, and when Lee Ermey kills the sheriff, he's like, "I just killed the whole fucking sheriff's department." You're like, "Oh fuck!"
That makes total sense.
Yeah, they took this wild, crazy 1974 horror film and they painted a reasonably understandable picture of how that could happen. It's the Batman Begins of fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
And I love the fact that the fat lady at the very beginning gives birth to him, and then because when I watched it, I thought he was
so nasty.
I thought he was the father.
Oh,
yeah. And I'm like, yeah, he didn't want that fat bitch going to the fucking clinic and be like, yeah, I fucked it. Dude, when I saw that water come down off her fucking leg when she was sitting there making meat, I was watching it because April really wanted to watch it because she loves this fucking movie. I didn't really care, but one way or the other. But I was like, yep, could have done without that. I felt like Jason Bateman. Yep, could have done without that, because I saw that fucking water and I'm like, that's fucking nasty. But dude, I liked the fact that you don't know, was that dude in the meat packing factory, was that his dad, and that's why he had this like innate hatred towards him. He fucked that big bitch, and he didn't want to claim him because he was ugly as shit, and threw him in a dumpster.
But that was a painful birth to have. Just standing right. Imagine just having a baby while you're just working the cheese factory.
Yeah, dude.
Who's fucking putting cheese in the fucking sandwiches? Oh god,
that's what Donald Trump was
born. I can't take a break. I gotta fucking make the cheese.
He had to get a small loan from $1 million. But anyway, by the way, I'm kidding. I gotta be honest with you, dude. Yeah, TCM The Beginning is real fucking good. It really is good. And I never thought it was that good until I actually, because you know what, and again I mentioned this, I got it confused with the 2013, which I think a lot of people would, because after this one is The Beginning, or after this one is the 2013 bullshit one. So you had like 7 years And then that was the next bullshit movie.
No, I get why you would get it confused. Yeah. But I look, I don't like Jordana Brewster. I think she's a shitty actress. Sorry, I just do.
She's hot.
I think she sucked in the movie. She's
very
very
cute.
No Jessica Biel. I don't even think she's that hot. I think she's kind of mannish.
Yeah,
like I don't get into it. But you know, I just thought that it got a little sidetracked, but the origin story part was cool. And then Lee Ermey took it home. Dude, when he cuts that guy's leg off, he's like, gotta even him up. You're like, God damn, this is a sick motherfucker right here.
Yeah, and he was funny too, because he was like, a man's goddamn home is his castle. I like that movie a lot, dude. And also I like that they only spent like 2 seconds on the backstory.
Yeah, they got it done quick.
You know what I mean? And they didn't do the whole thing like Leatherface or whatever, where they had to show him as a kid and all that bullshit.
Yeah.
They only took 2 seconds to tell the backstory. It was like, that's it. That's all you got to do.
Quick to the point, no faking.
Yep, that's it.
What's your number 5?
So my number 5, now this is going to get people's panties up in a wad, and it's going to stick to your butthole for 2 days.
Can't wait.
It's going to be Child's Play 88, the original Child's Play.
Oh, I get that. No, I get that.
Look, I think that Child's Play, it definitely is going to be in the top 5 because it was unique. It was different. I'd never seen anything like that before. They had a killer doll with the one-liners and, you know, the ugliest thing I ever saw. And he's like, fuck you on, you know, in the elevator scene. It was a well-done horror movie. It was really unique. And it was unique because it was the only type of kind of movie I'd ever seen like that before. But after that, I was like, yeah, I'm kind of over it now. Child's Play 1 is in the top 5 because it was so different than anything else. It came out in 1988. Mm-hmm. Before that, you'd had the big slashers, you'd had Halloween, you'd had Leatherface, you had Jason, you'd had Freddy Krueger, and then you have this new little short motherfucker coming in on the scene with the dirty mouth like Freddy Krueger, but he's like half his size and is fucking things up. But I still think it was cool because you've got to remember at that time in 1988, what was big back then? Cabbage Patch Dolls, Teddy Ruxpins, and you can imagine how fucking creepy that would be, right? Like that shit's always in the news. Like how many kids love the Cabbage Patch Dolls and the Teddy Ruxpins. That's true. One of these motherfuckers came to life and tried to stab your goddamn sister.
That's a great point.
Like that's crazy. And I'm like, hey, that makes total sense. And that's why it was unique for its time. And I think that's why Child's Play. But at the same time, I also think it's really out there too, because people will shit on Puppet Master, but I was like, what's the difference? Like you shit on Puppet Master, but Child's Play is kind of in the same vein. It's a little short fucker running around doing the deed.
Well, hey, let me ask you this. Is this the first fucking doll horror movie?
Mm-mm.
Was Child's Play the first doll horror movie? Like what came before it?
No, it might be. No, because
that's a totally original idea.
There was a movie called Dolls, but I think that came out after this one.
Maybe I'm sure the channel knows. You guys are smart as fuck. Like, is Child's Play the first fucking doll horror movie of all time?
I think it might be. And you know what? And they capitalized on it the right time.
Yeah, there's been like 40 fucking spinoffs by now.
Yeah,
between Annabelle and everything.
And again, I know that people always accuse. Like, I don't have any hate towards Child's Play. I just think that Child's Play had its day. You know, like I think Child's Play is one of those movies that it works for the first film and then it's done. You don't really even the second one. You can do a second one and then it's done.
Okay, Dolls was 86. I've never seen Dolls.
Okay, so Dolls. Okay, so
Dolls looks freaky as fuck. Actually, I gotta watch it.
It's a decent. It's all right, but Child's Play was one of the most like again. You're combining Freddy Krueger with Teddy Ruxpin. It's fucking scary.
Right. Yeah. What year did Puppet Master come out? Let me see.
Puppet Master came out in the
89. 80s. So Puppet Master
right
was after.
Yeah.
Someone said a movie called Magic. What year did Magic come out? Magic Mike. That's definitely not the one you guys are talking about.
No, but throw his picture up on screen. What?
Magic was 78. So maybe Magic in 78. Dolls a couple years before. So Magic, then Dolls, then Child's Play, but pretty early in the doll situation.
What Chucky did, what Child's Play did though, it was like I said, it combined Freddy Krueger with fucking like again Teddy Ruxpin. It was scary. Cabbage Patch Doll meets Freddy Krueger. It was scary. Because kids had it, like, dude, if you had your daughters in 1988 and you were this age in 1988, okay, and the mad rave was Cabbage Patch
man.
Doll.
I mean, I fucked.
No, I'm just saying, if you were your age right now in 1988 and you had your daughters in 1988 and the mad rave was Cabbage Patch Dolls.
No, I know what you're saying.
I think it was
It's
fucking crazy good.
really fucking smart when dolls were
Yeah.
crazy. Maybe that's why Child's Play became so popular, is because it was that time that it came out. By the way, shout out fucking chat. You guys fucking rule. That's what I'm saying. We do this for a fucking living, right? We talk about horror movies.
Yeah.
You guys were on that shit. You're like fucking dolls, fucking magic,
Yeah,
fucking
they know.
Twilight
They know.
Zone, fucking like you guys are the fucking
These
shit,
guys
man.
know. These guys know
guys are
what's
awesome.
going on in the ether.
You guys fucking rule. But no, not a bad pick at all. As a matter of fact, it's not my next pick, but my next pick is going to be something actually that has nothing to fucking do with that, Jay. But it's going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. No, I'm just kidding. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022. Fucking way.
Oh, wow,
this
dude.
list than you would have ever thought
You going
in your life.
I like
your
it.
life that it would fucking be. All right. Now, hey, it's playing with different tools, man. It's playing with different tools than these older movies.
I can't believe that's in your top 5, dude.
Hey, I know. Me either. Hey, me either. I'm
That's
just
so
being
fucking
honest
crazy.
with myself. I'm being honest with myself. I'm being honest to you. Hey, look at a lot of these movies in this list, guys, are deep fucking sequels. Deep sequels to these horror franchises. All right? Deep fucking sequels. And like they're playing with a minimal budget, direct to DVD a lot of times, just fucking farting in the wind.
I love it, dude. I think it's so good.
You know, you're talking about a movie that came
It's
out
like a motherfucker coming on his first day of work with a fucking pink dress. You're like, I don't
came
fit
to
in
work.
no
I came to work
societal
dressed
norm.
like fucking
I don't
Cam
fit
Newton.
nobody's societal norm.
I don't give a fuck. But like, look, this is the thing. Like, it came out. It's got more to work with. All right, it came out, and like, if one of these deep cut Child's Play or these older Hellraiser sequels, right, had come out and it had been like this movie, not perfect, but it's fun. It's got awesome fucking kills in it.
For sure.
Listen, if Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2022 came out 20 fucking years ago, we would all be lauding it as one of the best fucking deep cut horror sequels of all time. Facts. But in today's universe, where we pick these movies apart and we get mad about woke or blah blah blah, nothing's ever good enough. That's fair, fine, because they have more to work with. But if this movie came out in '88, it'd be one of y'all's favorite fucking horror sequels of all time.
Mike's trying to put his dad dick down. He's trying to tell you how to think, bitch.
I'm just saying. It's
no, I get no, like, dude.
Maybe not good. Really entertaining.
No, I respect it. You put it in your top 5, man. You be all the woman you can be. That don't impress me much.
I'm a lady.
No, I like it. No, I like it. Well, my number 4 is gonna maybe, well, you know what, I guess by now you guys might know it's gonna shock some people. It's literally above Child's Play 88. Hellraiser Inferno is my number 4. Listen, Hellraiser Inferno was the first direct to video Hellraiser movie that had ever been done, but I felt like that got back to the basics of what Hellraiser was supposed to be. It was scary. It actually had a good, amazing plot about a cheating detective that opens a puzzle box and then he's haunted by the Cenobites. I feel like that's exactly what, they want it for Hellraiser. Like, Hellraiser is a haunting spirit. You know what I mean? Like, it follows you around and like it's gonna get you. It's gonna get you. It's gonna get your little butthole.
It's gonna get you.
Only a little bit at a time. And I thought they poured it out in little tiny doses very well throughout the entire movie. Like, I remember that one scene when he was like, I think they call Pinhead in this the engineer. And then there's one scene where the detective is confronting that one. He's a great actor, by the way, in the bar. And he was like, you misunderstand, sir. He wants you to play. It was so fucking creepy and so well done and weird and out there. Like, the little kid's fingers in the candle wax on the candle. Dude, they did such a great job with not only just setting the scene and the atmosphere of the movie, but also the storytelling part of it. And the acting is so on par. And I'm like, dude, this is fucking amazing. This is the movie that should have come out in theaters, not Bloodline. This is the movie that should have come out after Hellraiser 3. They should have gone right back to the basics and released this in theater, because this was worthy of theater. And then at the very end of the movie was like, I've come to not only fight my demons, but now I have to live with them forever. And he screams. Dude, I was like, what it basically is telling you in this movie is like, you make mistakes and then you pay for them for the rest of your life when you die. I don't know, like, if you don't redeem yourself, if you don't find any kind of like good thing inside of you that you could pull out and use and finally find redemption in your life. When you die, you're just a selfish piece of shit. And the fact is, this detective had a daughter and he had a wife, but instead of like spending time with them and like learning to be a man and learning to take care of his family, what he did instead was fuck hookers and shit and snort coke. And I know we all want to do that. Of course, why not?
Who doesn't? I call it lunch.
Yeah, I call that breakfast. But yeah, but yeah, you know, he didn't do that, and he ultimately paid the price for his own sociopathic tendencies. He's very narcissistic, and I'll never get in trouble because I'm this. I'm a
right.
But again, I think that it got back to the basics of what Hellraiser should be about, and the engineer storyline was really well done. And there were so many little subtle things to it, like when the priest reveals himself to be Pinhead, and he was like, and you see if you look at his jacket, the cross is upside down. You know, earlier it's right side up, and then you find out that the priest has always been Pinhead. I think, dude, it was a brilliantly done film. Brilliant.
Fucking love that movie, dude.
Yeah.
My whole take on that's a Max Payne movie. It felt like Max Payne. You know what I mean? Like, obviously different storyline, but it felt like a Max Payne film. That's why I loved it so much. Great fucking choice. Yeah. Ghoulishly73 says, y'all done a review on that movie, Demonic Toys?
Is that the Puppet Master sequel to the sequel? I know. I think it is. I think it's a part of Full Moon. I think it's Full Moon Studios. I think Demonic. No, it might not be.
No, it's its own movie. It's a 1992 film.
No, I'm not seen it.
Called Demonic Toys. It looks fun though. It's comedy, fantasy, horror. A pregnant policewoman, her query, and an innocent delivery boy become trapped in a haunted toy warehouse.
Sounds kind of scary, but
I want to watch it now.
Yeah, I've never seen it. Well, no, I might have seen it. I don't know. It's weird. You know why? Because we grew up on the TNT Monster Vision. We don't know what we saw.
Yeah, that's true. Those movies come and go. Gary said some people think the new villain in Stranger Things is Billy, but I don't, because one, you don't make him the villain again after he sacrificed himself, and then two, they have Robert Englund. I think Robert Englund.
Stranger Things. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Is that the last season?
No, they're going to do one more, I think. Oh, okay. They're splitting this up into two, and I think they're doing one more. When they showed Robert Englund, his eyes are sewed shut. He looks like more of a victim. I don't know what's going on there.
Yeah, I forgot that even Robert Englund was in it.
But. And you might be right. It might not be Billy. But then again, if you remember, he got that thing that sucked to him when he sacrificed himself, and maybe that turns him evil. And then you've got all the brashness of Billy plus mixed with this upside down dick villain.
I know that people, well, you know what? They got to bring Billy back in some way because people were pissed when he died.
Yeah, because he was a good character. You know what I mean? He was a good character. All right, so number 4 for me. We're getting down to the nitty fucking dicky.
Go ahead. Show me your wiener. Let me see the veins in it.
I will show it to you.
I'm not like gay or anything. I just want to see.
It's okay if you
Let's
are.
compare.
I want you to be.
Let's play tennis stick.
It's going to be the original Child's Play. Now, I'm not even going to say anything about this. I'm just going to move right along.
That's my number 5, but yeah.
You put it most eloquently. Cabbage Patch Dolls, the time this movie came out. It's not the most entertaining to watch. For me, I would go straight to Child's Play 2. I would watch the remake.
Curse.
The original Child's Play, it takes a really long time to get going because Andy's they have to do it, they have to make it to where he has to convince people.
Yeah.
But those scenes where Chucky kills, it's such a shock the first time you see it. When that bitch goes flying out of that fucking window, when he comes out of the fire, it's also shocking because you've never seen it before. And it's a first, it's a fucking big thing. And it's really puts you in that fucking zone. So not only that, but the originality, the fact that no one had done this before and they brought this original idea to life. I feel like as much as I don't love to go back and rewatch this movie because I've seen it so many fucking times, it deserves a lot of goddamn respect. And that's why it's number 4.
Oh, show.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do number 3, and then I have to go pee again. I have a bladder like a camel. I just pee all the time. So my number 3 is gonna be the Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake 2003. Okay.
Oh, I actually thought this would be higher for you.
I almost had it higher, but listen, come on, guys. I mean, what can we say? It was an amazing fucking movie. It had a great cast. It actually took the seriousness level that you thought that they should do after the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre, and they did an incredible job. It had great effects. It had great special, and the fact is, when I watch that movie, I look at it like this. I look at TCM 03 as the progenitor, the granddaddy of the remakes, right? Like it did it right. And I think, yeah, I think that you look at Rob Zombie's Halloween and you look at the Friday the 13th remake, they did what TCM did. And what they did was they didn't stray away from the subject material. They were like, we're gonna embrace it and we're gonna update it. That's all we're gonna do. We're not gonna try to change really anything necessarily. We're just gonna try to update the fucking thing and make it look a little bit more appealing to the palate for the new generation of people that watch it. And that was it. And you had Jessica Biel with the hottest ass I've ever seen in my life on screen, ever in my life. And beyond that, though, Andrew Buryansky, I don't remember, Chip from Batman Returns. I can't remember the guy's name. Dad, go save yourself. Dad, go. That dude, literally, that guy played Leatherface. He did such an incredible job. I feel like that was the first time I'd seen Leatherface as very I remember watching this and it was so visceral. You know what I mean? It was so like disgusting, but not disgusting. But it was kind of cleaned up from the original one, but it had the same kind of element of like underlying terror to it. And Andrew Barinsky, again, I'm probably saying his name wrong, did such a great job with a very menacing effect, much like what Tyler Mane did with Halloween, Rob Zombie, Michael Myers. He was a big motherfucker, and you bought it. You bought into it. You bought into
formidable opponent.
Yeah, no you bought into it, and the cast was phenomenal. And again, I like it when they do these remakes or whatever, when they actually stick to the fucking source material. Like we'll change a little things here and there, but we're gonna keep the element and the spirit of the movie alive.
Yeah.
So totally that's why it's so high.
Fucking rules. Hey, before you take your break, Isabel Bratcool is a birthday girl, by the way. I just want to say
happy birthday, Isabel.
It's Isabel. She says, hey, are we still on? Yes, we fucking are, Isabel. We are always on for you. Hey, let me tell you guys a story about Isabel. This lady came all the fucking way from Sweden. She came from fucking Sweden, man. All the way to Lexington, Kentucky, and hung out with us one night at Scarefest. And we had a goddamn blasty blast for her. She is a fucking party animal. She's fun as shit. And we love you, Isabel. You're the most one of the most positive, fucking cool people I've ever met in my whole life. And I want you to take that with you because I will always remember that. You were like top level, one of the most positive, cool people I will ever meet in my entire lifetime. And we love you. Happy birthday, Isabel.
Yeah, happy birthday, Isabel. Yeah, you're very sweet. And I couldn't believe that you were from Sweden because I thought you were from Norway. But nonetheless,
maybe she is.
You guys are right next to each other. I don't know.
I don't know the difference.
But I don't know. But I know that she was very sweet, and it was very nice to hang out with you and meet you. And it's a ball. It was an absolute blast. So thank you, Isabel, and happy birthday to you. And I hope. And by the way, I'm not on Facebook anymore, but she always posts the sweetest Facebook things. She's the type of gal that likes to appreciate the everyday kind of thing, the beauty of the mornings or the afternoons or just a simple like look at this art thing that someone drew, and she always posts that on Facebook. She's a very sweet girl. Yeah. So thank you, Isabel.
Happy as shit to know you.
Happy birthday to you. I gotta go pee now.
Birthday, all right, go pee. Hey, I'll continue. I'll get us caught up, and then when you come back, you're not here. You're not listening. Jay, where'd you go? Why are you gone from me? Come back to me, please. Hey, who the fuck was that in your house, you fucking hoe? That's my asshole. Hey, Pat Schumacher, thank you very much for that, man. We appreciate that. It makes me feel better about Jay cheating on me with whoever that strange dark figure was in his room there, following him out the door like that. Listen, number 3 was 2003's Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake. And nothing on this fucking live stream is going to be bigger an event than Isabel's damn birthday because she's such a cool person. But I will try to continue it. Number 3 for me is going to be... Damn, we just talked about this. Number 3. Number 3 for me is going to be the TCM remake. TCM 2003 remake. Just as well as it was for Jay. This movie is a movie that it came and went like a fart in the night. They came out, we went and saw it. We said, oh, we're in the mid 2000s. Everything's going to fucking suck. We don't give a shit. Everything blows ass. It's kind of how we all went to the theater watching this. All right. That's kind of how we all fucking did. Like, we went to the theater and we said, oh my God, a fucking remake. God, this is going to be trash. And even though it was fucking good, a lot of us walked out of that goddamn theater going, it fucking sucks, dude. It's remaking. Hollywood's got no original ideas. A few fucking years later, we get a bunch of dog shit movies and we go, hey, that TCM 2003 was pretty fucking badass. You know what I mean? Man of Steel, by the way, is going to do the same thing. But my point is, this movie grew on us. It grew on us as a whole. And we were able to look back at it without going like, hey, this is a fucking cash grab, and just appreciate, hey, you know what they did? They remade a movie they didn't need to fucking remake. Because let's be honest, the fact is, remake shitty fucking movies. Stop remaking great fucking movies, right? I understand that. Why are we remaking perfect fucking films? Remake movies that were great ideas that were done poorly. That's what we need remakes of. That being said, they remade a movie that didn't need to be remade, and they still did a great fucking job with it, and they ruled the shit. The guy who played Leatherface was scary as fuck. Jessica Alba was great. Like Jay said, one of the greatest asses in America of all time. Fuck Captain America's ass. That's where it's at. Awesome scenes, awesome kill scenes, awesome chase scenes. Great fucking movie to watch. And some people don't like to go back and watch old horror movies. They're just like, the whole thing doesn't give it for me. I get bored or whatever. In this case, that was a good remake to make, because like you go back and you watch it, like, oh, for people who need something a little bit more high octane, a little bit more cinematography going, a little bit higher budget, they took the feeling, somehow they made the feeling of 1974's Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which was basically a rotting fucking dog carcass that just scared you, and that's why it was so good. And they put money behind it, and they made it scary, but also a studio production. The most you could ever fucking ask for of a Texas Chainsaw Massacre remake was this movie. So that's why it's number 3 for me. Great fucking movie. Great goddamn job. Cool shit all the way around. And they got Leatherface right. They made Leatherface really fucking great. And if you're going to do these movies, you got to get the singular titular character right. That's why I like 2018's Halloween. They got Michael right. Fuck the rest. They got Michael right. And this, they got Leatherface right. They made him scary as fuck. So my number 2, as we start to finish this list off, there's only so many to go. It's going to be Hellraiser. Hellraiser's my number 2 movie. Look, you might not like to watch it. You might not enjoy watching it. But in a sense, it's the core of what horror movies are. You watch it, and it just makes you feel sick. It makes you feel grody. It makes you, like I said, need to wipe with baby wipes. It's gross, it's nasty, it's sexual, it's disgusting, it's fucked up, it's depraved. But it all does it with a hint of art. You know what I mean? It's not like, hey, check out how cool I am. I'm a fucking badass dungeon master, and I can like draw pictures of like babies getting stabbed and stuff. It's not like that douchebag Rob Zombie type dude who's like, I can just be gross, watch. They did it in an artful way. They scared you deep inside of your core. They scared you cerebrally. That's not a word. They scared you, in a deeper fashion. They made you feel disturbed. They made you feel gross. And Hellraiser did something horror films don't often touch. And to me, it's a classic for that reason. I almost hate to fucking watch it because it grosses me out, makes me feel nasty inside. But it's mean, it's gnarly, it shows the dark side of people. And it's just a one-of-a-kind movie. It feels like a fart in a river. Like, it feels like a fart in a bathtub. It's nasty, it's gross, it's not perfect, it's kind of like blurry and like weird looking, kind of grungy, but it's the kind of dark, weird looking and grungy that like it wasn't trying to be. You know what I mean? It's like, check out how fucking gross I can make my movie, or how dark and fucking twisted and weird I can make my movie. Hellraiser is naturally a story of grossness trapped in a bubble, put on fucking screen, and I just respect the shit out of it. So that's why it's my number 2 on this entire list. I don't know if I explained that good or fucking terribly, but that's just how I'm gonna do. That's how I'm gonna go with it. Whoo! We are down to number 1. We're down to number 1, and I'll go ahead and give it to you, and I'll let Jay finish off the show. Number 1, you know what it is at this point. It's gonna be Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original Texas Chainsaw goddamn Massacre. Now again, we said this is the tier 2 of slashers, right? everything I said about Hellraiser, take it, put it in a slasher bottle, and put it towards Texas Chainsaw Massacre. This movie is not enjoyable to watch. For some people, maybe it is. For me, it's not. But if I want to watch a fucking horror movie, if hang on, oh no, you're good. Yeah, I'm on my number one right now, so I'm gonna let you finish out the list. But Texas Chainsaw Massacre is my number one, Jay, the original.
Ooh.
And that's because if I want to watch a horror movie, that like I want to be scared. I want it to fucking scare me. I'm not gonna watch it for nostalgia, and I'm not gonna watch it because this reminds me of good times in the bedroom.
Yeah,
I want to watch a movie that's actually gonna freak me the fuck out and make me feel gross and kind of scared and freaked out in the darkness. It's Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It is because he fucking by the time you get to it, when he comes out and he hits that dude with the hammer and he's all fucking doing that shit. It fucks with me. It freaks me out.
You ever drink Fireball?
It makes me feel gross. And it scares me. So Texas Chainsaw Massacre, when you think about what they went through to make this film, it's the ultimate indie film. They sat in a room in like 100-degree Texas heat, surrounded by dead fucking dog carcasses and shit like that. They suffered to make this film. It's the cannibal holocaust without having to fucking murder live animals. It's the realest fucking most legit goddamn slasher movie as far as natural just awfulness that there is in the goddamn world. It is the original Grindhouse.
I disagree with you, but I respect you.
And that's fine. That's fine. But that's my number one. Yeah, on this list.
So, all right. So my number two is going to be Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I enjoyed it. I think it is a freaky fucking movie. There's no doubt. When I watched it for the first time, when I first saw the movie, it scared me. It was like the way it's shot, the sounds, the audio, it puts you on edge on purpose, and it makes you fucking feel like scared. Like, it's disturbing. It's a very disturbing movie because in the back of your mind you're thinking like this could actually happen somewhere. Like, this kind of shit could actually happen like in a butt fuck town in Texas. Like, where nobody really has any kind of influence anywhere, and like this shit could go on, and it's scary for that reason. And the like that the music they do, like it really puts your teeth on edge, and you're like, what the fuck is going on? And let me tell you something. Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the remake, is my number 3. Because they just updated what was so terrifying about the original one. And they did exactly what you should do if you're going to remake a classic. TCM, the remake, did exactly that. They didn't change necessarily anything. They just made it. They just updated it. But the original one, because of the low budget effects and the way that it's shot and the way that it looks and the way that it feels when you're watching it, it just scared me. I bought that shit on Blu-ray and I watched it and I was like, it's gonna be nothing. And like at the end of the night, I feel like I had to go to church. Like, I felt nasty. But my number one's gonna be Hellraiser.
Yes, sir.
And for the same fucking reason. Hellraiser has always scared me, dude. Like, but it's also like it fascinated me. Like, it's weird. Like, I don't know why. It scares me. And I mean, obviously it feels like someone just vomited on you and gave you a golden shower in Pornhub. But you're still like just fascinated by the fact that a human being would do that. Like, you're fascinated by the fact that you vomited on people for a living and you pee on them, and that's how you make your money. I'm disgusted, but I want to know more. Click on to know more. I think that that Hellraiser is the ultimate in cerebral horror. Because it makes you feel icky and weird and disgusting. But the story, the main idea of that movie is the fact that Frank is a piece of shit that's like fucking his brother's wife, and that Pinhead is the ultimate judge, jury, and executioner. And what Pinhead does is
come on the floorboards.
Yeah, he comes on the floorboard and then makes your face like go into it and say, "What did you do?" And then he opens up the human sin. My mom raised us to be very she raised us in the church, very religious. My mother was, and when I watch something like this is a perverse type of way of showing like what happens to people that are pretenders, I guess. I don't know. It was something that I've never seen before in my life. And the fact that Doug Bradley's Pinhead is able to not only eloquently explain what he's going to do to you, but also eloquently explain why you're guilty of the sin in which you committed and what the suffering that you're going to go through. I think, and you could go in philosophical in this way. Like, a lot of people think that hell is going to be fire and brimstone, but I don't think so. I think that hell is a torture situation. If you believe in hell, if you believe in that type of situation, I think hell is going to be a very torturous existence. And I definitely feel like Hellraiser hits the nail on the head on how they approach that. Yeah, dude, it's freaky to me. Like, there's something about it that's so fucking freaky and so weird and so out there and so different than anything I've ever seen in my life, that it disgusts me and repels me, but at the same time, it draws me in.
Yeah.
Like, it draws me in. It's like, that was a dirty bitch. She's a dirty bitch, but she fucking, God.
She makes good Fruit Loops.
There's something about her. She makes great scrambled eggs.
I made scrambled eggs.
But yeah, I think Hellraiser is so unique and different and so strange that it has the #1 on my list, because it's so, you've never seen a movie like this.
Yeah.
You've never seen a movie like this, and I give the same credit and adulation to stuff like Nightmare on Elm Street. You never seen a movie like that before, and you never seen a movie like Psycho before. You never seen those movies. Those are, I feel like they're groundbreakers. I think they're groundbreakers, and that's why I love Hellraiser. And Clive Barker, by the way, God bless him, he tried his best, and it was his first time. He directed the fucking movie.
Yeah.
He was a writer, and he directed the fucking movie on a low budget. And by the way, he also understood he had the forethought to understand, I'm going to get the people that play Butterball, Chatterer, and Female. He got actual actors, not stunt actors, because he wanted them to move and be those characters, like to make them more freaky than just like to have a stunt double or whatever, or a stunt actor in those movies. So Hellraiser is #1 to me, man. Like, without a doubt.
Hey man, I like your list as much as I like my list. I think we made good lists.
I think they're fun. Yeah.
Hey, you know what, you guys? All night long, all fucking night long, around 300 people hung tight with us, 3 hours plus, making these big lists. You guys are fucking champions. We're really thankful for you guys spending your Friday night with us tonight. And we're lucky and we're thankful. And I promise you, we have more gratitude than you'll ever know for you guys giving a fuck what we have to say about movies that we're never going to be talented enough to make on our own.
No. We'll celebrate your victory in hell.
We love you guys so fucking much. Happy birthday, Isabel. Happy fucking Friday, everybody else. I hope you guys have an amazing fucking weekend. We love you.
See you guys.
We love you, Dark Continent. Good night.
That's a good one. That's a good way to end.